site for every team in the NFL, January 28, 1990. The next Super Bowl will be played here, and the way the Jets and the Saints are going, they're not going to be in it. There's Kyle Mackey, who starts today for the 1-4 Jets, and the Saints are also 1-4, but both teams feel they're a lot better than the record. They have really blown some games with difficult fourth quarters. Ken O'Brien still spurring his teammates on, but as you know, Ahmad, he is very upset, and so are a number of his teammates over being benched.
That's right, Don. I talked to him before the game, and he said, you know, what kind of player would I be if I wasn't upset about being set down? But the situation is, Joe Walton said, he's still our quarterback. We just want to give him a rest, let him see the game from a different perspective, and we won't hesitate to put him in if need be.
And Leahy hits the kickoff downfield, and it'll be returned. Frazier and Atkins comes over. This is Rod Harris breaking to the outside, a rookie from Texas A&M. Rod Harris turns it across the 40 and out to the 45-yard line. A 38-yard return by rookie Rod Harris, so the Saints come out of the blocks quickly, getting good field position on the kickoff return.
This is just an excellent run here. He picks his ball up. Everybody's bunched up in the middle, and he just takes off around the right end. A little more speed here, and we got 6 points going the other way.
Almost broke it. So here comes Bobby Hebert, a great favorite here in Louisiana from a Cajun ancestry, quarterback the high school state championship team, and then the Northwest Louisiana Demons before the USFL. And Hebert looking deep on the first throw of the game. It's a tip ball and almost picked off by Eric McMillan, number 22. A high-thrown ball off the fingertips of Eric Martin. Hebert almost turned it over on the first play from scrimmage. New Orleans with a big offensive line. Stan Brock's their best, the right tackle. Dombrowski, a high number 1 out of Virginia, at the left tackle. Dalton Hilliard and Craig Ironhead Hayward, the starting runners. Martin and Hill, 2 young receivers, standouts. Brenner's the tight end, one of the best blockers. When they go to their flush formation with extra wideout, speed comes in Brett Perriman and Floyd Turner. Second down and 10 coming up now for the Saints. Out of the I set, they go to Dalton Hilliard, and he's caught and knocked down by Scott Mercereau. Mercereau, the nose tackle, with a big play, and there's actually a loss on the play of about a yard or two as the Jets now go into their nickel package. This is their starting secondary with Humphrey and Hasty at the corners. Radachowski, the strong safety. The Saints will go after him. They think that's the vulnerable part of the Jets secondary. McMillan's been terrific as a free safety in his second year. The Jets go to the dime defense also, and they make wholesale changes with 2 rookies. Bird comes in, as does Stallworth. And now on third down and long yardage. They're down at 13. Hebert from the shotgun. Throw and a catch. Connections made to Floyd Turner, and looks like he's got the first down. They'll move it to the 43-yard line, so the Jet defense gets burned on a 3rd and 13 play. Ahmad, they hit for 15 yards and a first down.
Well, this Saints offense, they've been taking a lot of heat about them being very conservative, but here you take a play, you got all the defensive backs of the Jets dropping deep. You just drop the ball underneath and then hope that the receiver can break a tackle and then get the first down. That's just as good as throwing a 15-yard pass. Throw it to him short and let him run with it.
Turner is a rookie out of the same school that Hebert came from, Northwest Louisiana. 6th-round draft choice. So now on first down, Hebert goes to the run. Here's Dalton Hilliard, the LSU runner, comes down to the 41-yard line. Gained about 4 on the play. Hilliard's been taking a pounding. One of their best backs, Reuben Mays, is out for the season with Achilles tendon surgery. And Hilliard's been getting the ball a lot. Not too productive has been the New Orleans running game.
Yeah, well, Morris said that Hilliard's been beaten down in the past when they've had Reuben Mays. What they do is they split the time. You know, they just split the carries. If they're going to have 20 carries from the tailback spot, 10 guys will carry it each time. But since Mays is down, Hilliard's had to take the heat.
Very good player, Dalton Hilliard. Second down comes up now. Second down and 6 for the Saints. Hebert against the blitz, throws and makes the connection to his tight end. Hobie Brenner, a veteran from Southern California, is ahead for a 10-yard gain and a New Orleans first down. To the 30.
Hobie Brenner, known for his blocking ability, shows here that when it comes time to catch a pass, he's got great hands. Reaches up, snaps that ball down, and drives forward for some positive yards there. What they want to do is keep that ball away from Eric McMillan, because anything close, he's got hands as good as any receiver in the league.
That's good for a first down pickup down to the 30-yard line. Hebert, 6'4", 215 pounds. Told us yesterday he's had 8 concussions so far, and he's worried about starting to lose IQ points. Long ball, man's open into the end zone. Eric Martin makes a lunging try at the ball, and Lonzel Hill as Hebert's hit hard. The 2 wideouts flying into the end zone, and Hebert is down as the Jets got to him just as he released the ball. Here's a second look.
This is where it becomes tough for a quarterback. A sack is one thing, but here he's really leaving his body vulnerable, and just right at the end he gets knocked down. I can't see where he could have hurt anything, but it looked like he was just pushed down. But you know, he had a bad elbow that we talked to him about the other day.
Yeah, he's got a contusion on his elbow. He banged it on a helmet last week against the 49ers. This is the key Saint player, Bobby Hebert.
And this could be the new key player if Hebert's unable to go.
That was Dave Wilson. I think they're going to go to 4K, though. He'll probably come in if Hebert can't go. He surely will without at least one play.
There's Hebert letting the ball go, and this looks like he gets just sort of pushed over.
Yeah, it wasn't his head, it was his knee. Bobby Hebert came into this game the number 3 rated passer in the National Football League with a 97 rating. Montana was number 1 coming in. So the Saints, who've had disastrous fourth quarters. The fourth quarter's been a nightmare for this team. Last week they were leading the San Francisco 49ers 17-3 here at the Superdome. Jim Finks, the president of the New Orleans Saints, said to me, we were talking to him yesterday, that with Montana, you got the feeling when he was down 17-3, he had us right where he wanted us.
He's done that to more people than these New Orleans Saints. So it's like, welcome to the league. I do this to everybody. They shouldn't take it personal.
Bobby Hebert, it's good to see, is up, but doesn't look like he's going to, well, he might be back. He's walking off. That's good to see. They love him down here.
Very good sign that he's walking off. And he's such a tough quarterback. Tough to keep him out of the game if it's possible for him to go. We see Marty Lyons just bearing down there right at the end, number 93, and it looks like he just gets caught up underneath his knee a little bit. But the fact that Hebert was able to walk off the field is a very, very good sign.
He's been 2 for 4 throwing the ball so far for 26 yards. So now the Saints come out in a wide receiver formation with John Forcade, a third-year player from Ole Miss at quarterback. Second down and 10, and they go to Dalton Hilliard, who finds a crack in the Jet defense and hits down to the 24-yard line. That'll bring up third down and about 4, and now let's go to NFL Live in New York and Bob Costas. Bob? We'll be going to Bob shortly. Right now we have 11 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the first quarter here at the Superdome in New Orleans, where Bobby Hebert, starting quarterback for the Saints, went down early, and he's having his leg looked at. Saints with third and about 5 where they had the ball marked. So Forcade, who had no time to warm up except in the pregame some time ago, ready to put it up now as he goes to the shotgun. No score. This is the opening drive. Forcade to the end zone, and he overthrows his mark. Very good coverage on the corner.
Excellent cover on the corner. Talking to a lot of these receivers, Lonzel Hill and Martin and the guys yesterday, they really were upset that the Saints wouldn't throw the ball deep, and already so far in the first quarter they've thrown it up a few times. You have to be able to throw the ball down in the end zone just to get the defensive back to play off you a little bit.
Bobby Humphrey at the left corner was on the coverage on that play, and now one of the NFL's best place kickers over the years, who's been in somewhat of a slump, has started to come out of it. Morton Anderson, ready to try a 42-yard field goal. He's got plenty of distance, and Morton Anderson's right on the money. And so with 10:40 left to go in the first quarter, the Saints take a 3-0 lead now to Bob Costas and NFL Live.
Don, there's a great game going on right now at Soldier Field. This 60-yard run by Alan Pinkett of the Oilers set them up deep in Chicago territory. Moments later, a 12-yard run by Lorenzo White gave them the lead at 33-28. This could be the big win on the road Houston's been looking for a long time. Bare ball, less than 2 minutes to play.
Thank you, Bob. Saints take the opening kickoff, run it back 38 yards. Rookie Rod Harris brought it back, and now, with their quarterback sidelined, his right knee being attended to, the Saints managed a field goal off the foot of Morton Anderson. They went 8 plays. Had the ball for 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the first quarter.
It's always such a major plus to a football team to have a kicker like Morton Anderson. This guy's so good that he misses a couple, and all of a sudden people saying he's in a slump. He is simply the best kicker in football.
Well, he's so good, as you know, Ahmad, that one of the criticisms of the Saint offense has been that they play conservatively just to get in range because he's automatic points. Has been over the years. Has been the most accurate field goal kicker in NFL history. He was born in Denmark. Played at Michigan State, a school that turns out outstanding kickers year after year.
Did they recruit him from Denmark?
I don't think they did. I think he was over here, moved here ahead of time. He kicks off in the windless dome, in and out of the end zone, and so the Jet offense with free agent Kyle Mackey now comes out to go for the first time from their 20-yard line.
Kyle Mackey said it's time to stand up and be counted. Let me tell you, as a player, being in a huddle like this, he's going to have to prove himself to the rest of the guys in this huddle. Because when you make a change like that, the other guys are wondering, just like everybody else, going, wait a minute, how do you change quarterback and put this guy in? So we will see if he can play.
You can see he's well-traveled. Started as a 11th-round draft choice of the then St. Louis Cardinals. Right now he comes under the category of happy to be here. He's been in and out of football. Players like him. He's a very spirited guy. They knock the ball away on the first play. It's up for grabs. It does draw a crowd, and finally the Saints fall on it. So Kyle Mackey's debut at quarterback in the regular season is a nightmare for Joe Walton, who made the switch. Ball was knocked out of his hands. That's Geathers and Ricky Jackson who converged on it. Mackey was winding up to make that throw downfield, and they slapped the ball away.
When you get a first start, you might as well start off throwing the ball. You see Mackey back here trying to find somebody, but Ricky Jackson just reaches out and slaps that ball down, and now it's up for grabs. Mackey gets another chance to get it, but boy, when you're in the heat of battle like that, if you don't get it the first time, you certainly are not going to get it the second or third time.
Might be action in that bullpen early, Ahmad.
Yeah, well, they do it in baseball.
Got to give Kyle his full shot, though. He'll be back in on the next sequence. But right now, the Saints with Forcade at quarterback go to Dalton Hilliard, and he breaks tackles. And Dalton Hilliard, a 5'9", 210-pound runner from LSU, breaks it inside the 10-yard line and down close to the 7.
Dalton Hilliard, a short and powerful runner. Excellent vision. He can find the holes, and he has the speed and the explosion to be able to burst through when he finds a hole. You see Hilliard taking his ball off the right side. He finds it all right inside tackle and jumps through it. Jumps over another tackler. Gets down inside the 10-yard line.
That's where their best blockers are. Trapillo, the right guard, and Brock, the right tackle, and Hobie Brenner, the tight end. And now they go to Craig Hayward, who takes it close to the 5-yard line on the second down and 3 play. And we'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching the Miami-Cincinnati game. The final score, the Dolphins over the Bengals, 20-13. So Miami goes to 3-3 on the year.
Miami coming alive. This league is so even.
Especially this division that the Jets and Miami's Dolphins play in the AFC East. Third down and 2. On the rollout is Forcade. The rush comes and they nail him. They're going to rule he was in the grass back at the 13-yard line. So it's going to be a sack for the Jet defense. Mercereau putting the heat on the nose tackle.
And Marty Lyons is the leader of that group there. You see poor K trying to find somebody open. He can't find anybody. He's still trying as he gets wrapped up.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 2 as they continue to attend to Bobby Hebert. He's known hard times. As a collegian, he was married, had a child. They have 3 now, he and his wife, but he was on food stamps for 4 months. Would have been a high draft choice in that quarterback class of '83, but he couldn't wait for the draft, he said. The Michigan Panthers came up with right now money, and he signed with the USFL. 29-yard field goal by Morton Anderson, so the Saints get consecutive field goals from Morton Anderson to lead off the scoring and take a 6-0 lead. The turnover on Kyle Mackey's first pass attempt was expensive for the Jets, but they got away without giving up a touchdown. Looks like Hebert might be ready him out.
That's still the problem that the New Orleans Saints get into. They need to get 6 points every now and then. They come down, they score 2 times. All the Jets need to do is score 1 time. It's dead even. You got to get those 6-pointers. I think that's been the criticism here of the Saints, that they have not been able to put the ball in the end zone. Those 3 points are fine, but it comes a time when you got to try to get a touchdown.
Jets need some big plays from Kyle Mackey. Both these defenses have played very well, but the Jet offense in the last 8 quarters has scored only 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. And New Orleans hasn't been productive on offense either. Both defenses have been very sound. There's Kyle Mackey from East Texas State getting set to come back in.
John, so important for this guy to get a good start. I mean, to come in the first play, get the ball knocked out of your hand. Now you got everybody telling you to settle down. Too many people telling you to settle down. He's been around a long time. I talked to Hebert, the quarterback coach. He said the guy's fine. He knows the offense. He's very confident, and he believes that he can play. He's just got to get a shot.
Did well in the preseason, had some good numbers, but he's only thrown 2 passes in the NFL, just 1 this season. It was incomplete. Kickoff, they got to bring it out. This will be an official run. They ruled it was the momentum of the ball that carried it in. So it is a touchback, and the ball will come out to the 20. Townsend downing the ball. Coach some words for Kyle Mackey.
I think Kyle Mackey probably heard too many words at this point.
Right.
I really do. You get a guy like that that's come in, he's getting his big chance. I think you can almost give that guy too much information. Just let him play. And I was talking to Zeke about that, too, and he said, you know what? The great thing about this sport is that at 4 o'clock, you just tee it up. You got to go play.
Well, he's going to go play right now. Miami's in the lead. New Orleans is in the lead 6-0. Handoff goes up the middle as the penalty marker goes down. Freeman McNeil weaves his way to the 25-yard line. 8 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the first quarter. I'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Houston at Chicago. The final score, the Oilers in an upset beating the Bears 33-28.
5-yard penalty, still a first down.
So Houston gets on track with a big win at Soldier Field, a major upset today there.
See, it doesn't matter what division. This whole league is even. Anybody can win. I'm sure that's what they're telling all the guys down in Dallas today.
Now it looks like Bobby Hebert's ready to go again, taking his quick drop.
He is the heart and soul of this football team. He reminds me a lot of Roman Gabriel. He's about 6'5", 230 pounds, an excellent athlete. Stands in there. He can take a punishment and still deliver the ball.
He's gutty. He takes the hits. He's taken a lot this year. 1st and 5 after the offside penalty, and Roger Vick running with the ball. Has no luck at all. Did well if he got that to the line of scrimmage on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and about 5.
This is what the Saints want to do. They want to stuff the Jets' running game and make Mackey have to pass. Put the game in his hands, and they think that they can control it at that point. The worst thing they want to do is let the Jets get that running attack going, because they got some, between Johnny Hector, Freeman McNeil, they got some quality backs back there. And if they can get their running game going, they got a shot. But if they get it shut down and they got to rely on Mackey, they could be in trouble.
Dallas with a 6th consecutive loss has to be thinking about the #1 pick in the draft again. Handoff goes to Johnny Hector, and he's knocked down at about the 31-yard line, but it appears on 2nd and 4, he got enough for a first down. So the Jets settle down and run the ball for a first down.
Johnny Hector from this area.
In the green shirt is D. Mackey. That's Kyle Mackey's dad, who played with the Jets. And there's his little daughter, 3-year-old Courtney. I think she's 3 years old today.
Well, then, happy birthday, Courtney. I'd sing the rest of it to you, but I got a game to do.
Kyle's got a big contingent over. He's from Tyler, Texas. First down and 10 for the Jets, who trail 6-0 in the first quarter. Saints scoring on Morton Anderson field goal. Freeman McNeil runs again off the left side. Saint coaches say Sweeney, the offensive center for the Jets, is really a top player. He's a Pro Bowl player.
Freeman McNeil's also a Pro Bowl player, and it's good to see Freeman finally getting loose, because he's one of the top running backs in the league, but he needs repetitions. He needs to be able to run that ball a lot of times just to get his rhythm going.
And he's healthy. Played in all 16 games last year for the first time. He's been a 3-time Pro Bowl player, has Freeman McNeil. Johnny Hector comes in, takes the pitch back, and Hector on 2nd down and 4 turns the corner and fights his way to about the 41-yard line. Hector's got a big following here also. He's from New Iberia, Louisiana. Played at Texas A&M.
I saw him walking down the street the other day and sitting there talking to about 20 guys in a Jeep. A little Jeep, too. They all came the same place.
Johnny Hector's been an undersung player. Scored 2 touchdowns so far this year for the Jets. 3rd down and short yardage coming up now as they go to the power stack I. Double tight ends left. Newbert is in. He comes in motion. Over the top goes Hector, and it didn't look like he got there as the Saints come over the top. Vaughn Johnson, a hard striker at inside linebacker, popped Johnny Hector, and where the mark is, the Jets didn't get there.
An excellent play by number 53, Vaughn Johnson. Here you see Hector trying to pick a spot. He's supposed to go over right tackle. He tries to break it back inside, and there you see Vaughn Johnson just nailing him. And that's the way you play that. You got to wait till the back makes his decision and then stop him. That's exactly what Vaughn Johnson did.
So early in the game, down 6-0 with a foot to go on 4th down, the Jets elect to play. Go to the form chart and punt the ball and try to pin New Orleans back. Prokop's not a long punter, but he's one of the best at placing the ball. Hits a spiral, well hit downfield. Rod Harris, the rookie who ran back the opening kickoff 38 yards, takes this one back and is knocked down at the 21. 49-yard punt and an 11-yard return. And the Saints lead 6-0. Will have the ball in a moment. New Orleans in the first quarter. Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. Tough start today, Ahmad, for the opposing quarterbacks. Hebert went out in the 5th play. He's now back, and then Mackey had the ball knocked away in his first play for scrimmage.
A very interesting game, Don. You got one team trying to find the formula. That's the Jets with bringing Mackey in, and the other team trying to hone a formula, and that's the New Orleans Saints. So it should be very interesting to see just how Mackey's going to do. He had a horrible start, but Joe says he's going to give him a shot. We'll
rise from the ashes. Here's ready to go shortly. Bobby Hebert will be quarterbacking the Saints again. A tremendous favorite here in New Orleans. But right now, Bobby Hebert's going to test that ailing knee that Marty Lyons got a shot at. The clean play, just went for the tackle, hit him in the left knee. And Hebert moving well as he hands to Dalton Hilliard, who gets close to the 22-yard line. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching New England and Atlanta. The final score, New England 15, or Atlanta 16, New England 15. So the Falcons rally in that game. 2nd down and 8 coming up now for New Orleans. Detroit just won its first game, beat Tampa Bay 17-16. Throw downfield, and Lonzel Hill makes the play and puts some moves on and gets across the 40-yard line. A 2nd and 8 play, good for a 19-yard gain for New Orleans. Hebert was popped again after he released the ball.
Lonzel Hill, the son of J.D. Hill, a former teammate of mine. I guess that Lonzel Hill was actually a roommate of mine, too, when I was playing with Buffalo. His dad, J.D., brought him to camp, and they lived with us, the whole team, for a couple of weeks. But these are the things that'll hurt quarterbacks. Now, Hebert gets a chance to get this ball loose, then right at the end, he gets pounded to the ground. Enough of those, and it starts to take an effect towards the end of the game.
Vikings just beat the Packers 26-14. Successful debut in the purple for Herschel Walker. Pitch back Hilliard again running right. On a first down carry, he's across the 45-yard line, and that's about the 46. Marty Lyons came across to make the play. Gary Glenn also on the stop, number 35.
Hilliard's line following that block by Craig Ironhead Haywood. I said, why do we call you Ironhead? He said, well, I guess I was hardheaded when I was young. I don't know. Ironhead's a little better than Rockhead.
He said he got the name at the Passaic, New Jersey Boys Club. He was obstinate. Still might have a touch of that, but he's got the ability to be a great one.
He certainly does. A lot of said about his weight. I don't think it's bothering this year.
5'11", 255. Wade is down. He leads the blocking, takes out Marty Lyons, and then Dalton Hilliard tries to make a downfield move, but cannot. Jets covering very well, moving to the ball. Kyle Clifton is on the play along with Troy Benson. 59 and 54. Game clock down to 3:30 to play in the first quarter.
The Jet defense has been playing extremely well the last few weeks. Actually, they've played well enough for them to win. It's just the offense that's been suffering. I guess when you get to this point in football, you can't go like that. You have to do whatever it takes to win. If you need more offense, you get more offense. If you need more defense, you get more defense. It's Ralph Hawkins, the new Jet defensive coordinator. The guys say they like playing under his schemes.
Defense grades out well. On third down and a long 5, Hebert sets in the shotgun. Jets bring players up to blitz him, and here comes Radichowski. They pick it up nicely. Long ball, but Eric Martin can't quite get to it. He had Bobby Humphrey turned around. And again, Hebert is popped after he releases the ball. Humphrey was beaten on that play. He had very good coverage, remember, earlier on that throw to the end zone. Upsets today, the Oilers over the Bears at Chicago, Miami over the Bengals at Cincinnati. The Giants win a very big game, beating the Redskins. Atlanta over New England by a point, and San Francisco ups its record to 5-1. The Cowboys fall to 0-6. Detroit gets its first win.
You cannot say that the New Orleans Saints are playing it close to the vest this game. They've opened up.
Tommy Barnhart, a new putter, is in, hits the ball well downfield. JoJo Townsell lets it go by, then blasts the cover man, a 53-yard punt into the end zone. They had a kicking caravan come through New Orleans this week trying to find another punter.
They had 9 of them in there. Boy, that must have been like one of them old punt, pass, and kick contests.
All walked in here bringing their own ball.
It's tough to figure out who can punt at a tryout. First of all, you got no rush in front of you, and I think when you have those tryouts, every punter's kicking at 60, 70 yards. You put some guys running in front of them, it churns it around a little bit.
I asked Barnhart before the game about it. I said, where have you punted in the NFL? I said, everywhere. He's made all the stops.
These guys travel. They don't bring a lot of bags when they show up for a new team.
They had their own little kickers convention here. The guys that got cut were down there in Bourbon Street together. There's about 5 conventions going on in New Orleans. The anesthesiologists are in town. Knockout doctors.
There's a little bit of a convention going on down there on the field.
Hey, the Saint fans are some of the most loyal and spirited fans you're going to find anywhere. They waited a long time. It wasn't until the 21st year of this franchise that they had a winner. That was in '87 when the Saints finished 12-3. Last year they were 10-6, but didn't make the playoffs in the NFC West. Referee is Dick Hantak. JoJo Townsell blocked one of the kick cover men coming down. It might be an illegal block.
We have unsportsmanlike on the receiving team. The player had signaled for a fair catch and then blocked. We will penalize half the distance to the goal line from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, I'd say this is unsportsmanlike by JoJo. He goes, wait a minute, I don't think I'm going to catch it, but I think I'll just blast you a little bit. Keeps you from coming down here so fast.
Brett Maxey was the blastee, so Coach Walton's problems are compounded. We'll be back in a moment. We're back at the Superdome in New Orleans. Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad. Jets pinned back at their own end after an unsportsmanlike conduct call against punt returner JoJo Townsell for signaling for a fair catch and blocking one of the cover men. And now the Jets go on offense, 1st and 10 at their 5-yard line. They trail in the game 6-0 on 2 Morton Anderson field goals. Kyle Mackey goes to the run, and there's not much there as the Saints, a blitzing team, shoot people in the gaps and make the knockdown. Vaughn Johnson got in there, number 53, an inside backer. Saints defensively, Jets single out the best players as Jim Wilkes, their nose tackle. Outside backers, Ricky Jackson, a 4-time Pro Bowler, and Pat Swilling, a pass rusher at the other outside backer. And the Jets are also very wary of the free safety, Dave Waymer. Massey, the left corner, is a rookie. They think he could be the best player they've had at that position. Mackey in trouble, but somehow he finds a way, and Kyle Mackey gets out to the 5-yard line. On a 2nd down and 10 play, he got almost to the line of scrimmage.
Coming into this game, Jim Morris said, you know, our defense, we just got to make plays. And here they have an opportunity to make one, and they miss it. Because Cal Mackey, they said they put him in because he's very mobile, and he shows it right here by avoiding that safety.
That's officially a sack. Wayne Martin, a rookie from Arkansas, credited with half of it. Sam Mills got some of it. Ken O'Brien, who was signed to a 3-year, $1.4 million a year contract by the Jets before this season. Right now, just an expensive spectator as Kyle Mackey does his best. Looks like Jackson was offside. This Saint defense about is pumped.
They really are pumped. Toy Cook was saying, you know, we feel like we've got to help our offense. We don't want our offense to have to drive like 60, 70 yards to score touchdowns. We want to get the ball so they got 20, 30 yards to just take it in and get the score. Defense setting up the offense.
We have motion on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So Ricky Jackson took off when he saw illegal motion. Joe Prokop in to punt again for the Jets. His first was a 49-yarder. And the Saints will get very good field position here if, in fact, Prokop gets it off. Saints have a lot of speed at either corner, ready to rush the punter. The Saints have beaten the last 8 AFC teams they played. Big rush, but Prokop does well. Booms it downfield, and here's Rod Harris, the rookie, inside the 40 and down to the 34-yard line. A 41-yard punt, a 10-yard return. And with 1:13 left to play in the first quarter, the count holds Saints 6, Jets nothing. The interesting question of ours is going to be how long they stay with Mackey if the team doesn't move.
Well, they say they're going to give him a legitimate shot. I talked to O'Brien. He said he's always ready. And the thing is, you don't want to just throw the guy to the dogs. If you're going to say he's going to play, then let him play. He really hasn't had a fair shot so far.
Hebert is throwing deep more than usual today. He's thrown 3 long balls. Is not connected yet, but he's been close twice. This time it's an end around. This is Paul Frazier, a running back, as the Jets outside defender stays home and waits for the runner and gets him. Bobby Humphrey, 48, makes the tackle for New York.
Pretty good open field tackle by Humphrey. But in talking about Cal Mackey, he has to prove to his teammates that he can do it. And all of a sudden, you know, when you get a shot like this and you don't do anything the first 3 times you get the ball, you can dig a hole awful quick.
Well, they're down 6-0 now. Not real deep, but it could get deeper as on 2nd and 7. The Saints are operating inside the Jets' 35-yard line. Low on a catch to Dalton Hilliard. Free ball, and let's see who's got it. Looks like the Jets got it. James Hasty came up with the ball. It's a fumble and a recovery. So the Jet defense comes up with a big play, stopping the Saints drive, and now New Orleans sends its defense back out. Coach Jim Mora not pleased. He said the big problem his team has had more than any other, his defense hasn't forced turnovers.
Well, the Jets, they do that very well. Right there, it's just a pretty good hit on Hilliard. Gets the ball loose, and they get on it. Hilliard trying to struggle for a little bit of extra yardage there. Just loses the ball.
Put that Rydell on him.
Yeah, they put that Rydell on Hilliard. Now, Mackey's got some room. Let's see what he can do.
Let's go. 1st and 10 at their 20. Late in the first quarter, down 6-0 to New Orleans Saints. Mackey just a little long. That would have gone for a lot of yards as Freeman McNeil swung out of the backfield. Had a step on linebacker Vaughn Johnson, who picked him up.
And 2 steps in front of him was the strong safety. That's a tough pass right there. You got to have so much tough to throw it over 2 guys and let it just land in between the guys.
Broncos out in front of the Colts 7-3 in the second quarter at Mile High Stadium. Kansas City, we saw them last weekend. Now they can beat anybody. The defense they have up on the Raiders of Los Angeles. Not a great offense, but Kansas City is loaded on defense. On 2nd down and 10, the Saints again cut down the Jet runner Johnny Hector. 3rd down comes up, and here comes the pass rush unit for the New Orleans Saints.
This is usually a big down for Mickey Schuler.
Jets without their 2 top receivers, Al Toon and Wesley Walker. The wideouts. Schuler did start today after trouble with injury. The lone Saint win came back in 1980. This Richard Todd pass was picked off, and the Saints held on to win 21-20. And you see how they finished that year, 1-15. Dan Brock, number 70, looking at you, starting offensive tackle.
He's the only person that remembers that.
He was a rookie that year. The snap goes. Kyle Mackey on 3rd down swings it out to Johnny Hector. Breaks the tackle. He's got a 1st down. As finally Ricky Jackson runs him down. A 14-yard gain on the play. Opening play of the second quarter. Saints have been awful tough in the first quarter on the opposition. They've only allowed 3 points in 6 first quarters this season, total of 3. And the second quarter, Matt, has not been good for the Jets.
No, in the second quarter, they've been outscored 41-19 this season. And I don't have to be a mathematical genius to know that it's not very good.
Tough quarter for the 1-4 Saints has been the fourth quarter. It's unbelievable. The leads they've had. Left San Francisco 17-3 and lost. Left Green Bay 24-7 and lost. Freeman McNeil on a 1st down carry gets across the 35-yard line and out to about the 37. Not much there as the rookie Wayne Martin, the number 1 draft choice of New Orleans, is doing well. 93. Pat Swilling, an outside backer, negated on the play on the good blocking of tight end Billy Gregg.
I was talking to a guy last night, or was that this morning? It's hard to tell here in New Orleans, down here in the quarter. And he said, this team, the way they can win is don't let them go in at halftime. They come out and imposters are in their uniforms.
Here's a downfield throw and a connection made. Nice running throw by Kyle Mackey. Again, he goes to Johnny Hector. And on a 2nd down play, 2nd and 10, the Jets get 12 yards and a 1st down.
This is the kind of continuity that this Jet offense is looking for. See Kyle Mackey fake the handoff, and he rolls out here trying to find Johnny Hector. Hector catches the ball, nice little run afterwards, gets the 1st down. But you got to get these little positive plays to keep that offense going.
You know, Ahmad, they know Mackey here in New Orleans. He spent some time with the Saints. Was in one summer camp a couple of years ago and was cut.
He was holding back till they got to the Jets.
Informed that he's a very mobile quarterback. Did we miss that when he was here?
New York.
That happens sometimes. A lot of
Timeout.
players go to another place and all of a sudden turn into great athletes.
I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see. 6-0 as Saints are in the lead. Kyle Mackey, a free agent quarterback of mine, talking about how tough it is to come in and join a team as a free agent. Said you make a couple of mistakes, they'll drop you like a bad habit.
And that's exactly right. And the pressure on him, he has to prove to the guys in his huddle that he belongs there because they know they got Kenny O'Brien on the other side.
Mackey on the run, makes another connection off the run to Roger Vick. On a first down play, they're ahead for a gain of 9 yards down to the 45-yard line of New Orleans. So Mackey, who had an inauspicious debut with the first ball he was ready to throw, slapped out of his hands for a fumble, which the Saints recovered. That shows a lot of stuff.
As he scrambles around. Now that's the sign of a pretty good quarterback, that as you scramble, you keep looking downfield to find somebody to throw the ball to.
He's also a fun lover, although he was right there at bench check last night.
I've never heard anybody.
Downfield throw this time, and they make the connection to Chris Burkett. This is the wide receiver from the Buffalo Bills, who was one of their best players and was upset over limited playing time. Didn't think Jim Kelly went to enough, and in a Monday night loss to Denver, Kelly openly criticized him on the sideline for running a wrong pattern. He walked out. They waved him. The Jets picked him up. Rich Kotite, the offensive coordinator for the Jets, said they really like him. He's picked up the offense quickly, and he's very motivated. He feels he has something to prove. First and 10 for the Jets. They're getting nothing on the run. Orleans, one of the best. They're number 1 in the National Conference against the run. They're number 2 in the entire NFL against the run, are the Saints. There's not much there when you go right at them.
Yes, to try and keep them off balance. I think you got to try to run, but I mean, if they keep stuffing it like that, you got to just throw the run and just throw the ball. What the Jets like to do, they have so many offensive formations that they hope that they can sort of control what kind of fronts they see on that New Orleans side, and then try to trick them and get back in with some quick hitting stuff.
Jet offense a lot more confident now as the game wears on. Blitz is picked up. Throw is to the wrong side of JoJo Townsell, and that'll bring up third down and 10 for Mackey and the Jets. Troy Cook was defending, number 41 for the Saints.
I asked Mackey, was he going to have some problems dealing with these receivers? And he said, no, these are the guys that I've played with all preseason, so we have worked a lot in practice and in preseason, so he feels very confident. I've never seen a guy like this have this much confidence and be so settled down. I talked to him before the game. He wasn't all upset. It was more the people around him that worried about his play than him himself.
Big down now. They come with a delayed blitz, and he throws downfield. Man is open, almost taken away. Nicely defended against by Gene Atkins, the strong safety. Ball was right where it had to be for Burkett, running an out pattern, and then at the last moment, Atkins came in and almost picked it off.
Here, watch Burkett here at the end of this play. He's the one that breaks that ball up. This is an interception right here, but right at the last minute, Burkett has to turn into a defensive back and knock the ball down.
We have 11:20 to play in the first half. The score remains 6-0. Morton Anderson kicking 2 first-quarter field goals for the Saints. Rokop punting the ball well. His third of the day, very high, nicely placed. He's so strong at getting it inside the 20, and this time he forces a fair catch at the 10. Just 28 yards, but it was much better than that because the Saints have the long field to go when we come back. With Ahmad Rashad, this is Don Criqui back at the Superdome in New Orleans, where the Saints have the ball on a 6-0 lead. 11:13 to play in the first half. Hebert, the NFL's third-rated quarterback in 1989. Running the offense. He goes to Hilliard, and again to the right side. Dalton Hilliard follows some good pole blocking. Steve Trapillo was out in front. Hobie Brenner had a good block. And Dalton Hilliard down across the 15-yard line to about the 17-yard line. Roy Benson was on the stop along with Kyle Clifton.
Dalton Hilliard got a chance to just get outside that defensive end there, but now watch Steve Trapillo, number 65 here, throw this block that springs him up through the hole. Big old guy come running at you like that. You don't want to come in there too fast. Great block there. Excellent running by Dalton Hilliard.
Got just over 5. Second and long 4. Downfield throw, and Eric Martin is there to make the catch. Hebert floats one. Eric Martin, a wideout from LSU, makes his 23rd catch of the season, good for a 27-yard gain.
This is a great catch by Martin. Watch him go to the ball. They talk about center fielders that are able to break at the crack of the bat. He has to turn all the way around to catch this ball. He also catches Eric McMillan, but it's too late at that point.
Coming off a tremendous season, Eric Martin was a Pro Bowl player last January, caught 85 passes for the Saints in 88, had over 1,000 receiving yards.
He's sneaky fast, whatever that means.
They say they don't time real fast either, their wide receivers, Hill or Martin, but they both can get deep. This time the Jets come up. Alex Gordon, number 55, and he read Dalton Hilliard all the way. A -4 is the number. And that'll bring up second down and 14 for the Saints, back at their 39-yard line. 72 and clear in the dome, it always is, but outside it's hot and sunny, and there was the threat earlier of a hurricane hitting New Orleans.
There's an excellent form tackle that Alex Gordon put on. Put that hidden surface on it.
Again with it. Hurricane Jerry, the latest report is moving towards the Texas coast. The hurricane down here gets some people's attention. The Neil thing through a few years ago.
I thought that was a drink at Pat O'Brien.
Ironhead Hayward breaks some tackles and takes the ball across 45 and out to the 50-yard line. An 11-yard gain on a 2nd and 14 play. Gordon and Humphrey were on the tackle.
Hayward getting a little bit of heat. A lot of people saying he didn't understand the offense and all that kind of stuff. I talked to him yesterday. He said, hey, you know what I understand? Give me the ball. And this is why. He takes that ball, and once he gets that 255 pounds going forward, he's tough to bring down.
He's played at as high as 280. He's still one of the fastest players in the University of Pittsburgh team when he weighed that much. He was the #1 pick of the Saints a year ago. Morris criticized him for not practicing well, not concentrating. Says he can be as good as he wants to be as soon as he wants to work hard all week, and Hayward did not take the criticism well. Here's Eric Martin open. Penalty markers down. Eric Martin's inside the 30. Free ball, and the Jets have it at the 21-yard line. But there is a penalty marker down in the Jets secondary right around where Eric Martin made the reception. The 28-yard gain if it goes, but let's see what the ruling is. As the clock is stopped, 8 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the first half. Holding against the Jets.
I think the holding was at the top of the... I think James Hasty was holding on the other side. I saw the flag go.
Defense, number 40, 5 yards, first down.
That was James Hasty. He was away from the play, actually. As the receiver in front of him tried to break on an out ball, he actually grabbed him. They got a little tied up.
So the Saints could obviously take the penalty, which negates the turnover.
You see Eric Martin just breaking over the middle. Is wide open because he got people running people off. He makes the catch here, and right to the right of your screen, oh, you see the flag. You can't see the infraction. But an excellent play there by Bobby Humphrey stripping the ball.
Now it'll be first down and 10 for the Saints at the Jets 45-yard line. End around, Lonzel Hill looking to throw it, and he's in deep trouble, and the Jets go for the ball again and knock him down at the 49-yard line. So the Saints go to their bag of tricks, and it blows up.
That was the old Acme play. The old Acme play that blew up on him. Here you see Hebert handing off to Lonzel Mo Hill. And in a play like this, they only give the receiver, Lonzel, one player to throw it to. And they tell you if the guy's not wide open, then run the ball. Anytime you give a guy that's not used to throwing passes 2 or 3 receivers to throw to, I guarantee he always throws it to the wrong team.
Adamod's officially credited as a sack because Hill was going to throw. It was a called pass play. Second down comes up. 2nd and 14 for the Saints. They lead 6-0. 7:50 to play in the first half. Ironhead bangs down to the 45-yard line where Dennis Byrd and Kyle Clifton knock him down.
You can see some of that quickness we talked about. Hayward, he saw that hole and just bursted right through before he was stopped by Clifton.
Seattle and San Diego now tied up 10-all in the second quarter. San Diego. Mariners continue to lead the Eagles 2-0. It's like a World Series score. Third down and 9. Hebert, downfield throw, and again they try to go to Eric Martin. Hebert is blasted again. Jets are getting there and really popping him. Dennis Byrd got tired of Naramont.
That's what I was talking about. That starts to take a toll on the quarterback when you're popping him every time he lets the ball go. Here, Hebert just overthrows this ball, but he was rushed a little bit. And the rushes sometimes are worse than a sack.
Dennis Byrd, who got the rush on, saw that safety score where the Cardinals lead the Eagles. Dennis Byrd ended a preseason game and won it for the Jets against Kansas City when he sacked the quarterback in the end zone in overtime. Only time that an overtime game has ended on a safety. Ball is hit downfield. Brett Mackey covering on the play and running the ball back is JoJo Townsell, and he gets to the 22-yard line. Byrd puts the heat on Bobby Hebert.
As Halloween approached,
the Jets have not yet been close to points today. The fumble on Kyle Mackey's first pass attempt, and then 3 Joe Prokop punts.
You don't want to see them punts down there too many times.
Saints have scored on 2 first-quarter field goals by Morton Anderson, and they lead the game 6-0. 6:45 to play first half. Mackey with a drop, moves into the pocket, gets away, lobs it up. Mickey Schuler makes the catch. And now we look to see, and there's no flag down. Yes, there is. Mackey was over the line of scrimmage, I think.
And that was one of those decisions where he should have just taken off running the ball.
Jim Sweeney's pointing at the Saints, but the officials are pointing at the Jets. Expensive penalty if it's an illegal forward pass because loss of down goes with it.
The Jets haven't been able to do much on the ground. They've only got 15 yards rushing, so that means Mackey's got to go to the air. He's only 4 for 7 for 42 yards so far, but when you try to run against this New Orleans team, nobody's been able to do it.
We have an illegal forward pass on the offense, number 15. It is 5 yards and a loss of down. It is second down.
Here's the play again, Ahmad.
Mackey trying to find somebody downfield. Can't find anybody. Steps up in the pocket. Now right here comes the decision. Should I run or pass? Well, he decided to pass, but he should have ran.
That's one of the 21. If he passed, it should have been backwards.
Somebody's taking pictures.
We got 11 out there, and they got 7.
That's what they do. They take these pictures to look at the formation. And they send them down from up in the booth up here down to take a look at the formation before the snap of the ball. And try to get some sort of a clue as to what the opposing team is trying to do.
Does it help?
No. I don't think so.
Keep the guy with the camera working, all right?
That's right.
Mickey Schuler playing hurt. He has a rib injury. He got 3 cracked ribs. You told him you played with 13 broken ribs. You play with no ribs.
I did tell him I played with 13 ribs. I don't even know if you have that many. But here you see once again Mackey making this decision. Now watch. Oh, Schuler, he's trying to keep those elbows down to keep those ribs protected. That is one of the worst injuries you can have. That and a hip pointer. Because every time you fall, every time you cough, it still hurts your ribs.
Now, hold on, there's more.
I want to see some more of those pictures those guys are looking at. Close up.
They're still studying them down there.
They're certainly studying them. Once again, let's watch again. Mackey. Back, trying to pass, breaks up, trying to look for somebody downfield. There's the line of scrimmage. It looks like the ball was out of his hand before he stepped over that line.
The line of scrimmage was just over the 20. It wasn't exactly at the 20. I think it's going to be awfully tough to call.
Jim Moore has had such a tough time with officials in the last couple of weeks. I know he's really a little frustrated by it.
After further review.
Here we go again. You'll see Kyle Mackey releasing the ball just as he crosses the 20.
After further review, we have a reversal. It is a completed pass, not an illegal forward pass. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line.
Away now.
He lets that ball go.
I think it's all right.
His right foot's behind the line. The ball's gone before his left foot comes down.
Yeah, his left foot was right at the line of scrimmage when he came down.
So like I said earlier, that's a great decision on Mackey's part. Or did I say that?
It is now, and it's Mickey Schuler's 84th straight game with at least one catch. St. fans, 69,000 strong, rise up in protest, but the Jets get a first down. Mackey takes a look, and there he goes. He's big, 218 pounds. He goes down hard, hit by Sam Mills, 51. Vaughn Johnson, 53, was also on the play, but Mills was the first to get him.
They say Mackey does not like to slide. He's not about any of that sliding stuff. He backs up here, can't find anybody open, and takes off trying to run like a halfback. Little jump there. You know what? It's a good idea to slide sometime during the game. You keep trying to take those licks. It's not good for a long future in professional football.
He won't slide. There's no question. He's here to play football as long as he can.
It won't be real long if he doesn't start sliding.
This is his shot. Home run ball way downfield. Going for the ball is Michael Harper, and it's incomplete at the 10-yard line. And Harper's down, holding his left knee. So the Jets wide receiver core already depleted with the injuries to Al Toon and to Wesley Walker. Now see Michael Harper go down with the knee injury.
They talked about a strong arm. Mackey just lays this baby out there. Oh my gosh. And just as he comes down, he is undercut by David Waymer unintentionally, but boy, he catches his knee just as it hits the turf and really takes a twist.
So there's a timeout while Michael Harper is attended to.
End of that play here, you see Michael Harper trying to reach out for the ball. David Waymer, number 44, comes over, and just as Harper's leg hits the ground, Waymer cuts underneath him, and the knee was not made to bend that direction.
And Michael Harper is still down, a fourth-year player from Southern California, and unfortunately the stretcher is coming out. Waymer, looked like I was really diving at the ball.
Just a freak accident. Waymer was not even going for the receiver. He was making a play on the ball, and just so happened that Waymer and Harper's knee hit at the same time. You see Waymer here trying to make a play at the ball, and Harper getting his knee caught up underneath there. That's just unfortunate. Waymer's been around so long, geez, I played against him.
That's right, he's 10 years. At halftime, we'll be going to NFL Live in New York to Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson. There were upsets today. Miami upsetting the Bengals at Cincinnati. The biggest upset of the day might have been Detroit over Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. Certainly the Oilers win at Chicago was an upset. Oilers beat the Bears today at Soldier Field here at the Superdome in New Orleans. With 5:45 left to play in the first half, the score remains as it was in the first quarter. Saints 6, Jets nothing. Saints scoring on 2 Morton Anderson field goals.
And the Jets just snaked it at that wide receiver position. They lose Harper right now. They've already lost Toon and Walker.
Right now, they're down to 2 wide receivers on their active roster, JoJo Townsell and Chris Burkett. So when they go to the 3 receiver formation, Griggs or Newbert or one of the backs will have to go out as the extra wideout.
I was kidding around with Joe Walton earlier, telling him if he need me, I'm up here.
Yeah, you weren't bad either.
Lock that door back there.
So Michael Harper, apparently in less pain now, but still unable to go off under his own power. As we check the scoreboard on the late games, the Colts continue to trail at Denver 7-3 now at halftime. The Raiders have scored a touchdown. They're up on Kansas City. And Pittsburgh holding to a 3-0 lead over Cleveland. You remember on opening day, the Browns beat the Steelers 51-0. Kyle Mackey throwing on the run. On a 3rd down and 4 play, he makes the connection to Freeman McNeil. Good for a Jet first down.
And the report that we get on Michael Harper, he has a sprained left knee and will not return.
There's one obvious difference between Kyle Mackey and O'Brien's the mobility of Mackey. O'Brien doesn't do this run and throw.
No, he'll stay in the pocket until he tries to find somebody. But Mackey, and this is the reason Joe wanted to start him, because Mackey's a guy that tries to make something happen. He'll scramble, run, do anything, just trying to get the ball downfield.
Ken O'Brien continues to pace the sideline. First down and 10 for the Jets. Nothing on the board. Throw and a catch on a first down. Short gain. Catch is made by Chris Burkett. Our tackle put on him by cornerback Toy Cook. Jets through almost 10 quarters of play now have just one touchdown and one field goal from their offense.
This is one of the toughest balls to catch. When you see the ball coming at you and you know you're going to get hit from the side, it takes tremendous concentration to hang on to that ball. And Toy Cook played safety last year, came up and just nailed him. Got to catch those balls to play at this level.
4:15 to go, first half. Delayed draw. Freeman McNeil tries to turn it outside. There's not much there, and he weaves inside the 45-yard line and got back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up third down and about 5.
The Jets now in a situation where they're throwing the ball to try to set up the run.
Next Sunday, join NBC Sports for a great football doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. The Jets will be in Buffalo's Rich Stadium to go against the Bills. And as you know, Bo's back. The most versatile athlete in sports returns to lead the Raiders in the battle against the Philadelphia Eagles. In the second half of our doubleheader, the Patriots head to the city by the bay to go against Joe Montana and the 49ers. Next Sunday on NBC Sports, Johnny Hector going for the ball, can't get to it. As Kyle Mackey missed his man that time, Brett Maxey was covering. And once again, Ahmad, Joe Prokop is out to punt for the 4th time in the first half.
Joe Prokop is getting a workout. And there's Mackey. He knows that this is such a tough pass, though. It had to be perfect. You know, it's tough to try to just put one of those touch balls out there when a guy's on the run, and he just overthrew him a little bit. But now Joe Prokop is getting a workout here.
Here is. This is his 4th punt of the half. Rookie Rod Harris is back. High punt. Harris lets it hop, and the Jets are going to down it inside the 5-yard line. Almost a penalty on a Saint who pushed the man trying to down the ball, but no call. A 42-yard punt. Prokop's punt is downed inside the 5-yard line.
Over. NBC Sports is still on the line. Dial 1-900-226-8000 for NBC Scores Plus. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Watch right here at the end of this play. Watch David Waymer, number 44, push Beach. Now that is an illegal block. He pushes him right back into the end zone.
Sanjay Beach, down the cover on the punt, was pushed by Waymer, and that forced him to plant his foot on the goal line, which subsequently was ruled as a touchback. Larry Pasquale, the Jets special teams coach, looking for an explanation. The official was not looking at Waymer because that was an illegal block. He did not make contact.
And I guarantee you that Coach Larry Pasquale is telling him exactly that. The guy pushed him in the end zone. Once again, watch number 44, David Waymer, just push Beach in the back. Therefore, he can't down the ball until his feet are in the end zone.
Waymer's doing some damage. Inadvertently knocked Harper out of the game. He's been a Pro Bowl player, a 10-year veteran from Notre Dame, where he caught a lot of winning touchdown passes from Joe Montana. Last week I was trying to catch from him again, but it didn't do too well.
I knew you were going to get a Notre Dame plug in some kind of way. Except that all these players from Notre Dame, all these players from Notre Dame seem to be playing great every single Sunday. You mentioned Montana and
there's one of them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hebert at QB, set to go first down and 10 for the Saints, who lead 6-0. Both arms on the ball, and Craig Hayward hits the head to about the 23-yard line. Kevin MacArthur was on the play for the Jets. Dan Alexander out of the Jet offensive line now. We just got word with a calf muscle pull. Gets going to some new people in their defensive front. Stalwarts in the game. Second down and 7 coming up. Saints going to a long count all day. Jets defense is assessed as very aggressive, quick to blitz. Hebert lofts it downfield to the wrong guy. It's picked up by James Hasty, and he's going in. Touchdown Jets, and they've tied the game with the extra point coming up. So Hebert lofted one in the flat, and it was a room service interception for James Hasty, who had about 30 yards of clear track, and on into the end zone he goes with his 3rd interception of the year.
Bobby Hebert expecting his receiver to break inside. He didn't. Fired that ball right to James Hasty. From that point, it was just a sprint. You see the wide receiver, Lonzel Hill, breaking inside. Looks like Hebert is expecting him outside. He throws it outside, and Hasty says, "I'll take that all the way to the end zone." 34 yards.
So the Jets finally get points. They get it from their defense, and Pat Leahy's extra point is up and good. And with 3 minutes left to go in the first half, the Saints have now fallen behind the Jets 7-6.
As I mentioned earlier, Don, the Saints come down. They get two field goals. It's 6 points, and the Jets are still in the game. Not only are they still in the game, they get 1 touchdown. They lead the game.
You look at 1-4 records, and you think of teams packing it in, but these teams are both very spirited. They've had tremendous practices.
They both think that they can win. They know they're a better 1-4 team than the record shows. And all of a sudden, the Jet defense, they've been playing well the entire time.
James Hasty is a second-year defensive back from Washington State. He was drafted a year ago in the 3rd round by the Jets. So he runs back the Hebert interception for a touchdown, and the Jets take the lead 7-6.
Good teams. If the offense is struggling, then the defense has got to pick up for them. And Hebert is struggling just a little bit so far today.
It's only his 3rd interception of the season, Bobby Hebert. He's thrown for 6 touchdowns. NFL Live is coming up at halftime. We have 3 minutes to go in the first half here at the Superdome in New Orleans, the site of the next Super Bowl, January 28th, 1990.
The book on Hebert is he makes such great decisions is why he doesn't throw so many interceptions. So when you see something like that, you got to think that there was a breakdown in the communication between quarterback and receiver.
Well, Mora has a no-frills offense. Low risk. They don't throw the long ball out. They have today quite a bit. Now breaking up the middle is Rod Harris, as those Jet special teamers come down and throw their bodies on the fire. Some major collisions in that coverage. And markers are down. Probably an illegal block on the Saints. And the Saints are falling back on that, so it looks like it's going to be an illegal block called against New Orleans. 7-6 is the score. Jets in the lead. Joe Walton's Jets at 1-4 started the day.
Holding on return, number 35. We will penalize half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Bobby Morse. Talk about Notre Dame. His dad was a captain of Notre Dame. Horning played. Horning Flocker. They were 2-8. Horning won the Heisman Trophy. Fix was in.
He went on to also join the Hall of Fame, too.
Yeah, no.
So it was no fluke.
Bad.
Hebert, I guarantee you that interception is not going to bother him. He's one of those gunslingers. Just keep firing that ball.
He'll start this time inside his 10-yard line. First down and 10 for Hebert and the Saints. 7-6 Jets late in the second quarter. Play fakes to Hilliard. Looking downfield. Hebert running out of time. Buys some more. And now uses the 12th man and gets out of bounds. The Cajun following New Orleans, as people in this part of the country know, there's a very melodic style of speech mixed with the French, and the Cajuns all say we finally got a quarterback doesn't talk with an accent.
Boy, I tell you, watch this real scramble. Watch this move he puts on Bobby Humphrey. Right here, fakes him, he goes for the jump, and then goes down the field. So Hebert showing that for a big guy, he can still run that ball.
He would have been part of that famous quarterback class of '83 that came into the NFL. He was projected as a first-round draft choice, but as we mentioned earlier, with a wife and a child and on food stamps for 4 months. He needed the money, so he first wanted to come up with it with the Michigan Panthers, and that's where he signed in the USFL. Now Marty Lyons playing some good, tough football and some smart football. Makes the play in the Saints backfield, knocking down Hayward, and Lyons, the Jet leader on defense, quickly calls a timeout. Jets looking to get the ball back. That was a 2nd down and 10 play.
Marty Lyons is the elder statesman and the leader on this team. He says playing with these young guys makes him feel young. He's very smart. It's an excellent play there by Marty Lyons. It's one of these guys that just keeps getting better with age. If you learn your position and you're a guy that's very intelligent, then those kind of things don't diminish with your age.
He's been a tremendous player, Marty Lyons, the #1 draft choice of the Jets back in 1978 out of Alabama.
You see a lot of these big pass rushers that just rely on speed and quickness. Well, as you get older, you lose some of that speed and quickness. But Marty is a very crafty player.
We were talking to Marty yesterday, asking him, what do you tell these young players when things aren't going right? He said, you can only play a game down by down. You got to concentrate every down and go as hard as you can. Things start to go your way.
He says they say he's like a coach on the field.
Big, smart, and very tough. Hebert with the throw and a drop. Brett Perriman, who wanted to leave the team this week, a second-year receiver from Miami, said they're not throwing to me enough. I want to be traded. Saints fans saying adios if you keep that up.
I talked to him before the game. He still says he wants to be traded. He's not using him enough. Now they use him. He ends up dropping the ball, and these fans let him have it.
He's missed a lot of time. His death in his family. He's away for a week with that, and his wife had a child and was away for that. So he hasn't had a lot of practice time, but he's probably the fastest player on the New Orleans team. He was a member of a national championship team at Miami of Florida, Brett Perriman. 3rd and long yardage with 2:27 to play in the half. 3rd and 11. Hebert stands in, throws over the middle. The ball is caught. Lloyd Turner comes down with it, and then it's going to be rolled down at the 23-yard line as another Jet with Eric McMillan heading to the end zone. He spiked the ball over the crossbar. We'll get a shot of that in a minute. He knocked it.
And bit the goalpost.
This is another one of the kids that you helped raise, Ahmad.
There's another one. Here today I got Lonsdale Hill was hanging around the locker room when I played in Buffalo. And Eric McMillan, shoot, I used to work for his dad. I used to throw balls at him too hard in the locker room, see if he could catch them. Today I apologize.
His dad, Ernie McMillan, was an all-pro tackle with the St. Louis Cardinals. Derek McMillan is a force. In 18 NFL games, he has 12 interceptions, and he's run 3 back for touchdowns.
He is not intimidated by this league. He knows that he can play and play very well.
This is worth a look. No, we're not going to get one. The Saints have to punt the ball. They still haven't righted the goalpost. They'll have to do that if the Jets go for a field goal before halftime. Now the clock ticks down to the 2-minute warning. We've seen guys spike it over the crossbar. I've never seen anybody bend it, though.
No.
And we'll be back to the Superdome in a moment. First half, Don Criqui with Ahmad Rashad at the Superdome in New Orleans. Saints down 7-6 to the Jets have to punt it. Ball is hit downfield by Tommy Barnhart. Let's see what this is all about. Is this going to know? The officials are waving it off. There was contact both ways when the ball bounced. And very wisely, sprinting down the field was Antonio Gibson, who picked up the ball, chancing that it might have been a free ball if it hit a Jet.
Really, Jojo just barely gets out of the way. I'm sure at that point he thought it did hit a Jet. Once that ball starts bouncing around, the best thing to do is get way out of the way.
Cuts the receiver and is recovered by the kicking team. First down.
There you see the ball bouncing. It hasn't hit Townsend yet. I can't tell where it hit him.
Antonio Gibson telling his coach just what happened. The officials have the ball spotted right now, the 42-yard line of the Jets where it hit.
And they're obviously stalling a little bit. So
Saints have their offense on the field.
The Jets have 47 people out on the field.
Yeah, they got the whole team out there.
Stalling a little bit. Somebody has better eyes than I do because I didn't see it hitting.
Well, it's going to be ruled a free ball that the Saints recovered at the Jet 42-yard line. So the Saints down 7-6 with 1 minute and 50 seconds to play in the first half. Lone setback is Hayward. Downfield throw to Hobie Brenner, and he thunders inside the 25-yard line and down to the 22. A gain of 21 yards on the play. Joe Walton not a happy leader at this point, as the Saints are challenging what it appeared to be the Jets' ball. The official on top of the play ruled it was a free ball and that the Saints gained it. Out pattern. Quickly goes Lonzel Hill, putting moves down, and he's down to the 14-yard line. 1:17 to play and the clock running.
Joe Walton could be nothing but frustrated. There's nothing to do at this point. They've moved past that.
And the Saints have called a timeout. Here's the quick out to Lonzel Hill.
Bobby Hebert, just an excellent thrower. So accurate. Even the one that the interception he threw was pretty accurate. Hit the guy right in the chest.
Yep.
The wrong guy, though.
Hit him in a good place. Right in the hand. Moore is primarily a defensive coach. He lets his offensive people counsel Hebert, the quarterback. We have 1 minute and 12 seconds to play in the first half. Down in yardage, second down and 2 arises for the Saints when they put the ball back into play. And they'll have it at the 14-yard line of the Jets. Halftime, Raiders continue to lead Kansas City. Seattle and San Diego still tied. They go to halftime 10-all. Phoenix extends its lead after the safety. They get a field goal and lead the Eagles 5-0.
Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Saints, has been in a little bit of heat for coming up with such a conservative offense, but they have not been conservative today. They've had a couple of reverses. They've thrown a couple of bombs, but right now they need to get into the end zone.
Jets have kept them out of it. Just 2 field goals, the only point production for the Saints today, and the Jets' lone touchdown scored by defender James Hasty. Dalton Hilliard busts it. He fumbled, and a teammate got on the room service, bounced, and danced it another yard.
Got to put that play in the playbook.
Radichowski made the hard hit and freed the ball. Hilliard's having a problem holding on today.
Now Hilliard busting through. It's a good tackle by Radichowski.
Yeah.
Almost like a little lateral there. Heads up play by Martin.
Clock a-ticking, down to 45 and running. Saints line out. First down and goal at the 7-yard line of the Jets. Jets in the lead 7-6. First half. Hebert looks down the middle, and the ball is knocked away, and here's a penalty marker down. It stops the clock with 30 seconds to play, and it will give the Saints a first and goal at the 1-yard line.
It looked like holding.
Holding. Defense, number 20. Penalized half the distance. First down.
Dalton Hilliard was trying to come over the middle.
It wasn't pass interference. It was holding.
He was
so
just absolutely holding him. We see it after the fact, but he just lassoed him beforehand. And that was a pretty good play. Had he not held him, it would have been a touchdown. So it was a pretty heady play there. You can either get one or the other. I think they're better off getting the penalty. It's the way they used to do it in the old days. You get a guy beat, he just holds you, not give up the touchdown.
Hobie Brenner, starting tight end for New Orleans, out with a bruised knee, but report from the sideline is he will return. So the Saints now challenge to take back the lead. They trail 7-6, 30 seconds to play, and Hebert doesn't like what he sees on the other side, so he calls a timeout. Saints' best offensive opportunity of the day, the closest they've been to the Jets goal line.
To get a field goal here really puts a dent on this football team. At some point, you got to feel like you can kick the ball into the end zone. You just keep getting them three-pointers. It just, your confidence goes. Because three-pointers are not going to win a football game. You get 4 3-pointers, the other team scores twice, you're still behind. Wait a minute. 4 times 3 is 12. Yeah, that's right.
That's been the criticism, is, no-risk offense. So they've been throwing the ball downfield. Jim Moore told us yesterday, he said, hey, if I had the guys that could go downfield, if I had a downfield offense, that's where we'd be going. We'll be going back to the home very shortly.
That's Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Saints. I guarantee you he wants a touchdown. He's kicking those field goals. Football is played down there in the trenches.
Right.
And you can really get your confidence going when you can blast somebody out and get to the end zone. To come and get one of them little soft field goals just doesn't do you any good mentally.
Important numbers there. 1 timeout left for the Saints. Hilliard right has been a big play, but now he switches into an open backfield. Hilliard and Hayward. Timing throw into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Hasty made a play on the ball, and it was in the end zone with a Hebert interception not that long ago. Only 4 seconds ticked off the clock. It'll be second down and goal now for the Saints at the 4-yard line of the Jets. 7-6. The Jets in the lead.
Now everybody thinking that they're going to run the ball up the middle, and Hebert just tries to loft one, a little fade pattern they call it. The ball has to be thrown perfectly for that play to work, and it wasn't. And it didn't.
Hilliard right's been a big play today. The Saints have gone to a lot, but here's a little movement in the line. Throw to the end zone, and Lonzel Hill turns out on Hasty and beats him. And Bobby Hebert is right there with the throw. And so the Saints capitalize, get the turnover, take it down, and take it in, and get their first touchdown to lead the game 12-7.
Very big play for the confidence of this New Orleans Saint offense. Lonzel Hill just gets down here and runs a nice little out move. Nice catch. And that 6 points is looms so large. Great throw. Hebert takes a nice hit after he lets the ball go.
He can take a nice hit all day.
He really has.
Extra point is booted up and through by Morton Anderson, and the Saints now have a 13-7 lead with just 23 seconds to play in the first half. We'll be going to Bob Costas and O.J. Simpson at NFL Live at halftime as we watch the scoring play again, the 5th of a 43-yard drive.
Now watch Hebert. Just as he lets that ball go, he's hit by 2 guys. Those quarterbacks that take those hits like that, they get a little punch drunk after a while. It's like a fighter that's had too many fights. All of a sudden, those things start to mount up, and next thing you know, the guy's all bruised and beat up.
That's what he's saying yesterday. He's very concerned. He's had 8 concussions.
That's 8 too many.
You remember his dad, a number 1 draft choice of the Bills, J.D. Hill. He could do some playing and some talking. Could J.D. do some talking?
He could do some talking, that J.D. Hill. His son seems to back up everything he says, though.
Denver continues to lead the Colts in the third quarter. Scores not changing in the other late games today. As we have 23 seconds to play at halftime now, 23 seconds in the first half here at the Superdome. Pittsburgh at halftime up on the Browns 3-0. A dramatic turnabout there from the 51-0 loss the Steelers suffered in the opening day game with Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Talking about J.D. Hill, Lonzel Hill's dad. He was a piece of work. Lou Saban one time told us we had to wear ties on the road. J.D. showed up with a leather suit that buttoned at the waist with no shirt underneath and a nice little thin gold tie around his neck.
Ball is picked up on the kickoff, and JoJo Townsell breaks it for the moment and crosses the 25-yard line out to the 27. 17-yard return, and the Jets have just 18 seconds with which to work. Saints punting late in the second quarter. It touched to Jet. Saints recovered, and 5 plays later they took it in on a 3-yard pass. Bobby Hebert to Lonzel Hill. The Jet offense now has gone almost fully 2.5 games with producing just 1 touchdown and 1 field goal.
That's horrible field position almost every time they've had the ball.
They're down to 2 wide receivers and deep in their own end. They elect to take their winning to the locker room, or their 6-point deficit, really. They go to the run.
It's one of those statistic runs. When you're a running back and you get down towards the end of the half, you got all those little guys in playing that nickel defense, you get to stack your statistics. It's easy to break off 12, 14 yards. You have no linebackers in. Just to play, everybody's looking for him to go deep with the ball. Picks it up, just weaves his way through for about 12, 13 yards.
Ball is spotted now at the 39-yard line as Kyle Mackey comes back from the sidelines. You see he just has 9 ticks with which to work here in the first half. Last time the Jets and the Saints played was 1986. Jets won in the Meadowlands 28-23. Jets are 2-0 in New Orleans. Last time they played here was in '83 when they won in a Monday night shootout 31-28.
This Jet offense has sort of a I don't know attitude because they just haven't done anything yet. They don't know what they can do.
Kyle Mackey would be well advised to unload the ball, which he does with 2 seconds left.
With 2 seconds left, you throw a 9-yard out ball. I don't know what you get from that. I mean, you got to throw the ball down near the end zone. You're trying to score. Mackey's looking down the field. Fires it over here to the sideline. They're just trying to stop the clock. I think an incomplete pass does that.
Well, we'll see now about how good his arm is, because he's got to throw it about 70 yards in the air to make something happen here. 2 seconds left in the first half. New Orleans 13, New York Jets 7. Jets down to 2 wide receivers. Then Sanjay Beats, kind of a wide receiver, strictly a special teams player. They have him now in as an extra wideout.
We won't.
To Michael Harper. I don't know what the play was, but it ended the first half. That will do it for the first 30 minutes of play as New Orleans, scoring in the final seconds of the first half, comes back to take a 13-7 lead at halftime. NFL Live is next as NBC Sports coverage of the NFL continues. Offensive plays really were the little spread outs by Kyle Mackey when he made a lot of connections downfield, but the Jets have not made the big hit. And of course they're down really now to 2 regular wide receivers. And the Jets are going to start Ken O'Brien, we've just been informed, to open the third quarter. O'Brien was benched twice before in his career with the Jets, and both other times when he came back, he was hell on wheels. He really played great, and we'll see if he can do it now.
Well, when I talked to Kenny before the game, he said the only thing that's really bothered me a little bit this week is a distraction. I haven't been able to really get fired up about the game plan, knowing that I wasn't going to start. But if I get my shot, I'll go in there and give it the best I can. This may be, you see, Mackey, he's a team player. He realizes that O'Brien is this team's quarterback, and maybe bringing O'Brien in now can be the spark that this team needs.
He's ready to pitch. Ken O'Brien in, throws downfield and makes the connection. It's good for a first down as he has Mickey Schuler, his tight end, out to the 32-yard line.
We'll see a different Mickey Schuler. With those bad ribs, he's just trying to make possession catches here. Here you see O'Brien wasting no time in throwing the ball, finds a wide-open Schuler over the middle, and Schuler just gets that ball and gets down on the ground. He can't afford another pop on those ribs.
O'Brien, throughout his career, has been one of the lowest interception throwers in NFL history, has a career interception rate of under 2% coming into this season. Has thrown 9 this year. Out pattern goes to Schuler again, and Mickey Schuler on a first down reception is out to the 34-yard line. Good for a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Sam Mills, a little linebacker who played collegiately at Montclair State, knocked him out of bounds.
I asked Sam Mills how long the field been telling him he was too short to play in this league. He's only 5'9". He said, I've been hearing that since I was in junior high school.
So they'd never put him in the right position. He went to Montclair State, and they made him a guard.
5'9", I guess that they automatically make you a guard.
And in the last 2 Pro Bowls, he played for Jim Mora on the Philadelphia Stars USFL championship team. Saints fans, and this place is sold out again for a 15th straight home game, starting to get into it now. Jets down by 6. Pitch back. Freeman McNeil with those fabulous moves takes a shoulder hit, head high. Roy Cook came up along with Vaughn Johnson. Johnson was the one who really dinged him with the shoulder, but McNeil holds on, and that brings up 3rd down and 3.
I like that play. I told Freeman, I said, when are they going to let you get that little quick pitch and get around the outside? He said, well, we ran it one time last week. Maybe we'll get it more this week. Maybe he told somebody I said to call it, because there it is. Freeman can get outside as good as any back, and then he gets going forward. He wastes no time in taking that ball up the field.
He comes out now, talks to running back coach Bobby Hammond. 3rd and 3 for the Jets. Their opening drive, and they have Ken O'Brien back in at quarterback to open the 3rd quarter. Tip ball incomplete. Signaling I got it was 73 Frank Warren, the defensive left end. So the Jets, after getting 1 first down in the drive, now have to punt the ball. Bo Kopp ready to kick it for a 5th time.
Excellent play by Frank Warren. He's blocked pretty good, but he still has the wherewithal to know to jump and throw his hands up and able to knock that ball down. Prokop getting more camera time than he ought to.
He's been out there a lot. His 5th punt of the game. They set up the return. He hits it very high. Well done. Fair catch is signaled for by Rod Harris at the 23-yard line. A 39-yard punt and no return. So the Saints go on offense for the first time now in the 3rd quarter. A reminder to our viewers that we'll be selecting the Budweiser most valuable player for today's game at the conclusion of the game. Saints with Steve Port at center, Brad Edelman and Steve Trapillo at guards, Jim Dombrowski and Stan Brock are the tackles, and Hobie Brenner's at tight end.
Bobby Hebert is the type of guy that everybody on this team has so much confidence in him. They feel like when he's in the game, they can do something good at any time.
Well, as you mentioned, he came in with the 3rd highest quarterback rating in the league this year. 97 through the first 5 games. Over the middle of pass to Dalton Hilliard. And the Jet linebackers back in coverage, close quickly and knock him down after a gain of about 6.
This is what the New Orleans offense likes to do. They like to isolate their running backs on the linebacker because they feel like once they can isolate on the linebacker, they have the mismatch. Here you see Cal Clifton, the leading tackler, coming up to make the play here on Hilliard, but not after he got about 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, well, they've made the spot up the head for a gain of almost 8. 2nd and long 2. Hayward leads the blocking. Dalton Hilliard continues to pound away. He's close to a first down. He had to advance the ball to the 34-yard line. Looks like he'd be just short of it. I'm going to bring out the markers.
Hilliard's a shifty runner, just really powerful from the waist down. Strong, powerful legs. Not a very big guy from the waist up. But boy, he is really built well and has all that explosiveness in his legs.
He was part of the Dalton gang at LSU with Gary James, one of their best backfields, and Dalton Hilliard finished up as the 3rd all-time leading rusher in the Southeastern Conference behind Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson.
A couple of names that aren't too bad.
Here they got to put the coat of paint.
Well, now this is, I've never seen this before. Now, wait a minute.
What did he put out there?
I think he put a card there between the stick and the ball. That technology, boy, it just blows me away. They come up with that stuff, boy. Get the card. It's close. Get the card out. So they know which card to bring out.
Well, the one they brought leaves the Saints a fraction of an inch short. So it's 3rd down and almost too close to be measured. 11:47 to go in the 3rd quarter.
3rd down and a card.
3rd and a card. Hilliard is the lone setback for New Orleans. Hebert puts his head down. It looks like he should be there. He is. First down Saints out to the 34-yard line. Jim Moore roomed in college with Jack Kemp, the head of the Housing and Urban Development, the longtime congressman from Western New York. He was the quarterback on an Occidental college team.
There's that root hog football. Get down in that short yardage situation. It's who can get the lowest. Just get that head down there, get that fanny up, and fire out on him.
That's it. That's what they did with Big Bobby Hebert at 6'4", 215, pushing it ahead. First down. Hebert sacked. Big play by the Jets. Coming up the middle was Kyle Clifton.
Hebert tried to change the play at the line of scrimmage. It was obvious he was trying to get Eric Martin to realize it's going to be a blitz here. He's looking for Martin, can't find him, and Clifton finds Hebert.
Their coaches were lamenting yesterday, as you know, Ahmad, that they've done very poorly picking up the blitz this year.
It's a chance to get a big play when a team blitzes you. When they blitz you, somebody's wide open. The trick is they try to keep you from finding that guy. The third Jet sack on the day.
The odds are great, a downfield throw, but they go against the odds and go to Hilliard, and he is really getting stuck today. Hit that time by Paul Fraze, a second-year defensive end from Syracuse, number 91.
When they told us that Dalton Hilliard was getting a little worn down, you can see why. He has taken some tough licks.
He's got to be in the tub until Wednesday after one of these.
That's right, maybe Friday.
He's coming off now, Dalton Hilliard. And third down and almost 12 comes up. Not a lot of production for a lot of carries. Hilliard, as you see, 12 for 32 yards. Hebert loads up the gun now, getting back to his 28-yard line. 13-7. The Saints lead early in the third quarter. Hebert lofts it downfield, and it is almost picked off. He was going to Lonzell Hill. The ball was tipped away. Kerry Glenn had a play on the ball, and his teammate McMillan was almost down on the tip ball.
McMillan is great. You see McMillan coming from the line of scrimmage to get back in that play, and they're trying to throw it right over McMillan's head to throw just a little bit far. The ball's knocked away.
Hasty also back very close to the ball, so the Jets defend well again and force a New Orleans punt. Much traveled Tommy Barnhart punting in his first game for the Saints after winning the kicking caravan they had here Tuesday when they brought in 9 punters.
For a punt-a-thon.
Here's a hit downfield. Well done. A fair catch is signaled for, and JoJo Townsell with great caution makes sure he fields the ball. You remember the last punt right to that area of the field, but it touched Townsell and was recovered for the Saints, and they subsequently scored the go-ahead touchdown. There's a penalty marker down. Looks like the call is going to be against the Saints.
And they will have to kick this ball all over again.
Saints franchise opened with one of the most memorable plays, and I guess it is the most memorable play in the history of the franchise. In '67, Pete Rozelle says the most thrilling moment of all his years in the NFL.
Number 27 on the offensive team is down early prior to the kick. 5-yard penalty.
They played the L.A. Rams in their opening game of 1967. They kicked off, and John Gilliam ran it back 93 yards for a touchdown. However, the Rams came back.
It was a thrilling moment. You said it right.
Fans here are unbelievable, though. The most loyal, enthusiastic fans. Good times and bad. It's been mostly bad from a one-loss standpoint. They back this team.
They take their football serious in Louisiana.
It wasn't a game down here. Punt downfield, and JoJo Townsell fields the ball at the 35-yard line. Markers down all over, and so is JoJo at the 33. 37-yard punt, and -2 on the return.
We have all kinds of yellow handkerchiefs found there on the field.
Dick Hantak, our referee today, making sure we're on the same page. Hopefully Dick is.
Illegal block on the return, number 55. A 10-yard penalty. It will be a first down.
Illegal block.
See if we can see where this penalty comes.
Alex Gordon is called for
Alex
it.
Gordon, it's right there. Right to the left of your screen, Alex Gordon blocked him in the back.
So the Jets will go from their 23-yard line. First down and 10 with Ken O'Brien back at quarterback in the second half. Set to go at the Superdome in New Orleans. Ken O'Brien, after sitting out the first half, he was benched for it, as everyone's aware who follows this game, is back in now for his second drive of the second half. Jets have some trick plays in, just as New Orleans does. New Orleans had one backfire, and the Jets fire out early. McElroy, the right tackle, might have left early.
About 5 minutes too early.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
We'll check the second games. Broncos continue to lead the Colts in the fourth quarter. Raiders still up on Kansas City. San Diego now trailing Seattle. San Diego coach Dan Henningham out has banned the press from his practices. They're sitting up in a hill in San Diego with binoculars looking down on the Chargers workout.
They must have some secret plays that they're working on.
Dale Davis up on the hill. First and 15 carry. They go to Johnny Hector, and he's ahead to the 23-yard line. Brian as a reliever. Came back in 86 and won. Back in 86 in the playoffs. Lost in a double overtime game.
These are very nice things to look at, but the great thing about football is what can you do now?
Yeah.
I mean, that was good. Yeah, we like that, but you got to do something now.
You can't call on your past record.
No.
Here's a throw, and too much on it for Roger Vick. Roger never even made a move on the ball. It'll bring up third down and 9 now for the Jets with 8:23 to play in the third quarter.
Ken O'Brien, it's got to be a little tough for Ken coming off the bench. You know, he's been on an emotional roller coaster this last week. First you get benched, and then you get to come off the bench and try to save the team. That's a little bit tough.
His quarterback rating has been down the last 3 years. He was the top passer in the NFL in 85. He couldn't do much better than he did that year.
But he is without Wesley Walker, Al Toon.
Exactly.
Schuler's got the bad ribs.
Third and 9. O'Brien steps in. He throws and he connects. And is it going to be good for a first down? It looks to be. If linesman comes in and it looks like he might get the spot, it'll probably call for a measurement.
I think they need that card again. Oh, no, they're going with it.
They're going to give him the first down. That's a very favorable spot for the Jets. As you'll watch again.
See O'Brien looking downfield, trying to find somebody, and as he's still backing up, he finds JoJo Townsell coming across the field. Good enough for a first down.
Linesman right there looking on, so the Jets get it by the ball.
These receivers that we mentioned are all pro-type receivers that he's missing out of this offense.
Al Toon, a first-team All-Pro player. Wesley Walker, the deep threat for 10 years. McNeil somehow finds a way. Freeman McNeil hit at the line of scrimmage, weaves his way into the Saint defense, and gets the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Freeman McNeil has that left to right movement as good as anybody. He can find a hole because he was pretty much locked up trying to go off that left side, and he broke it back to the right side and went upfield. He does that as good as anybody. A lot like Kurt Warner.
A lot like Warner.
Same kind of lateral movement.
You don't know how they do it, but they do play after play. McNeil has that great ability to get so low to the ground. Here is O'Brien now on second down and 4. He's got time. He swings it out, makes it the connection to Billy Griggs. And the Jets get the ball down to the Saints' 44-yard line. A 15-yard gain on the play.
O'Brien with enough time to make a phone call on that one. He looks at everything, looks up in the stands for a little while. He can look everywhere he wants to. Excellent protection by that Jet offensive line, and a nice run here after the catch by Griggs. Well, so O'Brien has so far provided a spark here in this Jet offense.
These teams with tough opponents coming up next week. Jets go to Buffalo. Saints go to Los Angeles. The Rams are mighty this year, unbeaten. Pitch back. Freeman McNeil on first down. Cutting back, and McNeil's inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line.
I think what McNeil does so well on those pitches that run around in is that he hits up in there so fast that he constantly puts pressure on the defense. He's not one of these guys that runs soft before he starts going upfield. Watch Freeman. He's going 100 miles an hour right now. He's putting pressure on those guys at all times. And that's the key to making that play successful. You got to get out there fast.
Freeman also gets the hat award. He had that good lid on yesterday when he walked.
Freeman's a very stylish young man. Stays ahead of that fashion market.
Had that Dick Tracy half-brim hat on there yesterday. What a player. Reverse. Is going to throw it perhaps. This isn't going to work out. Burkett on a reverse. Ends up with -4. It was a second down and 5 play. So again, the Jets find themselves in 3rd and 9.
Well, this is a play designed for Al Toon, but if Chris Burkett is taking up for Al Toon, he's got to run this play. This might have been a bad decision right here to try to outrun this guy and lose yardage.
Vaughn Johnson, a big linebacker from North Carolina State, 53, has made a lot of plays for the Saints today.
You have to have exceptional speed anytime you try to go back and run around somebody. You got to have a lot of speed in order to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 9. Blitz. Free ball. It's live. And the Saints have it at the Jets 40-yard line. So the Saints come up with the big play.
Pat Swilling was back in that backfield almost before the ball was snapped, it appeared. I almost thought he was offside. Somebody just flat out missed him. He was on O'Brien before O'Brien could even drop back. Once again, you see Swilling. He is right back in that backfield right away. O'Brien not even able to set. Another big turnover. Once again, it's just a missed assignment by the guard.
So the Saints now try to make it work. 1st and 10 at the Jet 40. Hebert with a deep look, swings it out. Ball is caught. Taken down by John Tice, one of 2 tight ends in the game. Tice grew up very near the Jet training camp. He's from Islip, Long Island, John Tice. There's Swilling, the pass rusher for New Orleans.
In 61, Jeff Criswell from the Jets just somehow missed the assignment. And Pat Swilling took advantage of it and was right all over O'Brien.
Saints have been outscored 38-7 in the 3rd quarters so far this year. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Hebert, a quick out behind Lonzel Hill. 3rd down arises. 3rd down and 7 for New Orleans. Jets defense has played really one of its better games.
They really have. They've kept the Jets in this football game so far, but Hebert and Lonzel Hill had a little trouble last week miscommunicating, and right there it looked like there was a little miscommunication there. Hebert thought that Lonzel was going to run a short little stop pattern and Hill just a little bit deeper. But Hebert will not hesitate to let you know that you ran the wrong play.
He's boss. And with good reason, he's the man that makes the Saints go. Hebert against the big rush. Throws to an open receiver, Eric Martin, putting moves on a defender. He breaks the tackle by Radachowski, and he is down inside the 5-yard line. Radachowski missing an open field tackle, and the Saints have it 1st down and goal. A 32-yard gain on the play with 3:17 to play in the 3rd quarter, and New Orleans in the lead 13-7.
His is what happens when you put an all-pro receiver on a safety. He's playing in the slot. Eric Martin catches this ball, and now he gets by. Oh, excellent move right there. And now this is what I guess I meant by sneaky fast. He snuck by him and took off down the sideline.
Eric Martin, the Pro Bowl receiver, makes a big play, perhaps even a bigger one when he got the ball. He wasn't done when he caught it. And now the Saints challenge. First down and goal. Hayward in motion. He leads the blocking for Dalton Hilliard, who fights down to the 3-yard line. Troy Benson was on the stop along with Marty Lyons.
It's always amazing to me that the Saints have been down inside anytime in a short yardage situation or being down close to the goal line that they give the ball to Hilliard. When they got the Iron Head back there, weighs 255 pounds, you think they'd give it to him and let him power it up in there.
Well, they put metal on metal. They put that Iron Head blocking those linebackers.
That's right. He's the lead blocker.
Second and goal, just inside the 5 where the ball is spotted. Jets jump down with 6 down linemen. Throw and a catch for Eric Martin. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the Saints, with both their touchdowns today, coming after they forced turnovers.
An excellent decision by Bobby Hebert to find Eric Martin. Watch Hebert. He's looking for Martin all the way. Martin comes off almost of a pick. Comes inside, he's wide open. And when you're all pro, you don't drop those. Watch Eric Martin. Nice little out fake here. Up, he's wide open right now.
Morton Anderson on the field, and he has 8 points today. And the Saints have extended their lead to a commanding 20-7. The New Orleans Saints kick it off when we come back. Eric Martin from LSU is in the end zone for the New Orleans Saints, his first touchdown of the season. And the Saints have now taken a 20-7 lead.
Eric Martin having a big day here today against this tough New York Jets defensive backfield.
Free ball, but the Jets pick it up. Bobby Humphrey almost lost it again. 17-yard return. So the Jets get it back, unable to get near the New Orleans goal line, other than the interception by James Hasty when he ran it back 34 yards for the Jets' only score of the day. And O'Brien comes back out after disaster on the previous possession.
After the game is over, NBC Sports is still on the line. Dial 1-900-226-8000 for NBC Scores Plus. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
With Ahmad Rashad, this is Don Prickey back at the Superdome in New Orleans, where the Saints have taken a 20-7 lead over the Jets. Ken O'Brien, who was benched in the first half, didn't start the game. Back in now, trying to move his team, and he'll go right up. Out pattern makes the connection. It's good for a first down out across the 25-yard line. Townsell makes the reception. JoJo Townsell. Now, while we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live and Bob Costas. Bob?
All right, Don, a couple of weeks ago, if I told you Bo Jackson was 11 for 85, you'd say he was in a terrible slump. But in the NFL, 11 carries for 85 yards, especially in your season's debut, is pretty impressive. It includes this 39-yard scamper against the Chiefs. It led to Vance Mueller's 6-yard scoring run a few moments later. And the Raiders, at home in the fourth, lead KC 20-7. Bo's back, and so's Don Crick.
And we're back to live action as O'Brien throws an out pattern that's incomplete. Bo knows football and Bo knows money. Kansas City Royals have got it piled on a table if you quit football, and he won't.
He is one of the most remarkable athletes of our time to be able to just be a star, not just play in both sports, but be a superstar in both sports.
Right.
I mean, that's incredible.
Took 10 days off.
He still can't play the guitar, though.
That's all he can't do. That and hockey. Second down and 10. Now comes up for the Jets. They need big plays as we have 1:37 to play in the third quarter. O'Brien under the rush, and the fired-up Saints sweep him under. Ricky Jackson took the ball away, but the official ruled that Ken O'Brien was down. And O'Brien apparently banged his hand. It looks like he's injured his left hand. They better crank up Kyle Mackey again.
When I talked to Ricky Jackson before the game, he was disappointed that Ken O'Brien wasn't starting. Ricky said, that's the guy I want to play against. I don't know anything about this guy, Mackey, but let me get a shot at O'Brien. And that's exactly what he does right here. It looks like O'Brien may have hurt his thumb.
Ricky Jackson, as he's done his whole career, makes the big play, and Ken O'Brien is attended to.
Back to pass, and you'll see Ricky Jackson, number 57, come in from the right-hand side. He's got his arm on the ball, but it appears as if that when O'Brien goes down, maybe he gets his left hand caught up underneath him. He's still on the ground right now. He's now getting up, walking off.
It was not his right hand is throwing him, but you can't take a snap when your left hand is injured.
Here's another look. You see Ricky Jackson, 57, just hitting him there on that side, and we can't see that when he falls, his arm is up underneath him.
So just when Kyle Mackey thought it was safe to take his helmet off and sit down, he's back in the battle. Mackey back on the field, the quarterback, the Jets. The free agent starter was called on to open the game today and work the first half. Clock running, 1:23 to play in the third quarter. The Orleans Saints have opened up a 20-7 lead. Long ball, Mackey lets her fly, airing it out, and it's picked off. Milton Mack comes up with the interception. The intended receiver was JoJo Townsell. So the Saint D strikes again. Mackey's reappearance lasts all of one play.
And Joe Walton has got to be on an emotional roller coaster, and Jim Moore has got to be extremely happy, as is Mack. Here you see the rest. It's just a flat-out fly pattern. You run as fast as you can. I'll throw it as far as I can. The ball's a little bit underthrown, but Townsell's not open at all. It's a great play by Mack being able to come down with the ball.
Really a terrific play.
Another
Mack.
Another look. Mackey just throwing the ball downfield as far as he can throw it. When you throw a ball like that, you want to throw it where the only guy that has a chance to catch it is your offensive receiver. When you throw it inside like that, it gave Milton Mack a chance to come up and make the play.
Mackey throws, and Mack picks it off. And now the Saints go to the run as they send their big rusher, the big back, Greg Ironhead Hayward, right at the Jet defense, and he's out close to the 34-yard line. Game clock ticking down in the third quarter.
Mack under a little bit of adversity.
Maybe even a lot of adversity.
Maybe a lot of it. They say
the whole team is. This Jet defense is a winning defense.
That's right. They say adversity builds character, but I think adversity reveals character.
Well, we're getting a revelation today, then. And for the Jets, it's been a revelation week after week. Adversity's been their co-pilot this season. Dalton Hilliard breaks into open field on a second down and 6 carries. And with those quick, elusive moves, Dalton Hilliard takes it across the 45-yard line out to the 47. He gained 13 yards on the play, and that'll do it for the third quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, it's the Saints 20 and the Jets 7.
Brad Edelman come out and kick out on Fraze. Dalton hits that hole going 100 miles an hour, and he's free into that secondary. If he wouldn't have slipped right here, he had a chance to get by and get some. Might have went the distance.
Could have gone the distance. He had open track once he got by Radachowski. Denver has beaten Indianapolis 14-3. The Broncos off to a 5-1 start. First down and 10 for the Saints. Hebert, pitch back. Hilliard does a full gainer, and a penalty marker comes in on the play after a gain of just 2 yards. Mercereau, the nose tackle, 94, made the stop for the Jets. Jet offensive out has now gone 11 quarters, scoring a total of 1 touchdown and one field goal. That ain't going to do it.
No, that's the reason they're 1-4. Both these teams came in here talking about we're a better 1-4 team, than it appears.
Holding, offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
And New Orleans able to prove that so far, and the Jets, well, they still have not done anything offensively.
Jet defense makes a lot of plays, but they get nothing to back them up. There's Stan Brock.
Toughest thing, they just have to keep hanging in there. They just got to keep hanging there waiting on that offense.
Raiders with Mo running now extend their lead over Kansas City. And look at Pittsburgh leading the Browns at Cleveland 10-0 in the third quarter. Philadelphia's rally for 2 touchdowns to come from a 5-0 deficit to a 14-5 lead at Phoenix. First down and 19 when the ball is spotted for New Orleans. Hebert looking for the screen. He swings it out to Hayward. And the Jets are there to sweep him under for a loss of 3 yards on the play.
Hard to throw a screen on Marty Lyons' side. Marty Lyons can smell screen. A lot of times what you want to do is get those defensive linemen rushing up the field and throw the ball over the top of them. But Lyons is one of those guys that when people leave in front of him, he knows something's going on behind him. Better to throw that screen on one of those young boys on the other side. This old dog here says, you can't fool me.
He's seen that. Dan O'Brien will be coming back in when the Jets get the ball. It's ruled that he has a sprained thumb, but he's going to try to go. Hebert gets it away, and he makes the connection short of a first down. Big gain downfield, 15 yards. It'll bring up third down and 4 at the Jets' 48-yard line. Once again, the elusive Eric Martin downfield with a quick out. And Hebert's right there with the throw.
Eric Martin with a great route here, and watch his speed at the end of the route. He just fakes, just going 100 miles an hour straight, then breaks it to the outside. Watch after the catch, comes down both feet. Nice play.
Great second look. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. The producer of today's game, Terry Ewert. The director, Ted Nathanson. We're down now to 13:38 to play in the game. New Orleans was up 6-0, trailed 7-6, and now has extended its lead to 20-7. 2 touchdown throws by Hebert from in close. Long ball, Lonsdale Hill. He's inside the 10. He's going in. Wait a minute, the ball was stripped away, and it might be a touchback. It is the Jets' ball. I tell you, this Jet defense, they make a lot of plays. They gave up a big play there, a 47-yard reception. And just as Lonsdale Hill was almost ready to set foot into that greatest of all parts of the field, he lost the handle.
Watch this throw by Hebert. This throw, look at that tight foul right on the money. Now he'll, knowing he's got people chasing, he starts taking off, and it's a pretty good play.
A real good play. Leander Knight stripped the ball.
Just reached out and ripped that ball right out of his arms. There's a nice look. Watch those eyes on Hebert looking down the field. He's trying to find a guy, and he goes, I'm going deep. There's Lonsdale Hill. Here comes Leander. He's going to just reach out and strip that ball right there. Excellent look. That's great cam work right there.
Yeah, that is.
That's the best look you could ever get on that one. Lonsdale Hill robbed of a touchdown.
So he lost possession at the 2.
The offensive team fumbled the ball at the 2-yard line. Subsequently, the ball rolled through and out of the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed on the 2 and given to the defense. First down.
Well, is that clear?
Fair enough. Rule that ball was knocked through the end zone, and so it'll be at the 2-yard line. The Jets have it back, but they're 98 yards away. To the 49ers when Joe Montana rallied San Francisco in the fourth quarter, but this play was an official's mistake. Jerry Rice catches a bomb, heads to the end zone, but loses the ball before he goes in. And they called it a touchdown. And that beat the Saints. Now the Jets try to get out of jail, starting 1st and 10 from their 2-yard line. They get close to the 3. Roger Vick carries. There's that play from a week ago. Super Bowl MVP Jerry Rice loses the handle before he crossed the goal line.
He
But
just
the
flat out
49ers, wisely got on the field and kicked the extra point. There was another play after it, and it was an official play. No time for replay.
You can laugh about a play like that when you're ahead. Lonzell, I'm sure he's disappointed.
Jets down 20-7. The Saints fans starting up. They go back to the run, and a hard stick is put on Freeman McNeil as he goes to the 5-yard line. Ricky Jackson got him again. When Jackson was out after a car accident, this defense was flat. As soon as he came back, Saints have been really hot on D.
He is an Iron Man. There's Knight stripping the ball just before Hill gets into the end zone. You get so happy when you get close to the end zone. And you get like 2 steps away from it, you figure you're already in.
He felt he was running an open field. He didn't know the guy was right there.
That's right.
Leander Knight makes his biggest play as a Jet. A lot of time left. 12 minutes to play in the game. They're down and 7. Out pattern. Ball is dropped by Johnny Hector a little bit to his wrong side, and so the Jets will have to punt it from their end zone. But there's a penalty marker down in the end zone. If it's holding in the end zone, it's a safety. Offensive penalty in the end zone is a safety. That's what it might be.
Pat Swilling, number 56, he says it's a safety. Take a look right here.
We have holding by the offense, number 75 in the end zone. We have a safety.
You've got to know that you cannot even take a chance to hold in that part of the field. You can't take a chance on any kind of penalty like that. That's the point there. You just got to try to get the guy down, but you can't hold. That's a mental error right there. The top part of your screen, number 75.
Adam Schreiber.
Oh, gee, that's a takedown. I understand him trying to protect the quarterback, but you're better off letting the guy go by and turn around yelling at the quarterback, look out.
2 points are very tough, but they also get the ball back now to the Saints as the Jets will free kick from their 20-yard line. So on another Sunday afternoon, it's all going wrong for the Jets, and the Saints seem to have righted their ship.
Now, here's the sign. I understand this sign was flown down here from Manhattan.
They got the fleur-de-lis there at the Saints sign, but it goes both. I don't think any win is ugly, though, is it?
No. Ugly wins, there's no such
They're all
thing.
beautiful.
That's right. I know Joe will take one any way he can get one.
And the Saints haven't seen one since opening day when they shut out the Cowboys 28-0. Every week since they've been close. They like to free kick, punt the ball because the coverage has more time. And a long punt. And the Saints bring it back now to the 47-yard line. So New Orleans gets set to go on offense again. First down and 10. Recent finals in now. The first final of the late game. Denver beating the Colts 14-3 at Mile High Stadium. The Raiders with Bo Jackson running well in command of the Kansas City Chiefs. Seattle and San Diego going back and forth. San Diego is now rallied to trail by a point at home. Pittsburgh continues to lead the Browns in the fourth quarter, a shutout. The Steelers pitch a shutout. It'll be a 51-point swing by their defense. They were beaten 51-0 by the Browns on opening day at Three River Stadium. Hebert probably will run the ball and try to run the clock now with a 20-7 lead. Went for that quick strike. The last possession looked like a touchdown. He's going for another one. Quick out. Makes the connection, and Eric Martin's in the open field. Radichowski's the only man with a shot at him, and Radichowski can't get him. And the Saints have slammed the lid on another Jet loss. 53-yard play.
Just a great run. Great individual effort by Eric Martin. When you and that's that sneaky pass again. Just a pass, just a catcher, and gets a chance to set. Gets inside the cornerback. Now watch Dalton Hilliard. Watch his speed as he gets in front of Eric Martin. Now that's not sneaky fast. That's just fast. Martin takes it down the sideline. Nobody can get to him and takes it in for the score. That's a nice play there.
That's real nice.
Real nice play.
That was like an Ahmad Rashad. Morton Anderson hoops through the extra point, and the route is on. If not some time ago, it surely is now, as the Saints have opened a 29-7 lead.
You like that play as a receiver. I'm telling you, when you got man-to-man coverage and you run a little hitch pattern like that, you know that if you get by that first defender, there's nobody else behind him. The defensive back has to make sure. Go ahead and let you catch the ball, but he's got to make the tackle. You got to make this tackle. Bobby Humphrey misses the tackle, and Eric Martin is off to the races.
A year ago, the Saints were 4-1 at this time, went on to finish at 10-6. This year, they're 1-4. Look at this. Good times are rolling now in New Orleans. Well, he's a player, isn't he, Eric?
He certainly is. Who put that tag on him sneaking fast? I didn't do it. I read it somewhere.
One thing they say about him, not anything near him, he catches. Terrific hand.
And he's so consistent. He's the guy that catches the ball week in and week out.
Those numbers. Jets are going to put him back in the Pro Bowl.
It's all about catching the ball. I'm telling you, you're a wide receiver. You can catch. You can play in this league. It's not about being so fast and big or strong. It's just about catching the ball.
And if you can't catch,
then you sit in one of these seats around here.
Or play defense.
That's right, or play defense.
One hopper to Bobby Humphrey, who 1 year led the National Football League in kickoff returns. But the Saints special team, the whole club of New Orleans, ignited by the big plays, and they make the coverage. Tackle is made at about the 24-yard line. So Ken O'Brien with the continuing dilemma now, down by 22 points with 11:28 to play. He has one option: drop back and fire long.
This is what this man, that's Archie Manning right there. He used to drop back and fire long a lot here. He finished his career with about 20,000 yards in passing, 21,000 yards in passing.
O'Brien dumps it off. Hector makes the catch and goes down at the 27-yard line. Gain of just 4 yards on the play. Saints have given that all day long.
The Jets just need some kind of continuity to do something. Even if they end up losing this football game, they got to do some things right.
With 11 minutes to go, they're in their hurry-up offense. Downfield throw. They're going to give him a catch because it was ruled a defender. Pushed him out of bounds. His feet would have been in. 17-yard gain.
I think had he let this guy go, he would have. If he let Hector go, he would have caught the ball out of bounds anyway. It's just a throw by O'Brien. Here's Hector. Well, the fans, they think exactly what I said, but just like me, the referee thought the other way, and first down.
O'Brien throwing downfield. He gets Freeman McNeil on a first down play, and the gain will be good for 5 yards to midfield. O'Brien dropped hard him out after he got rid of it.
Still taking those licks right after the throw. These are the things I'm telling you. It's just like a boxer. You get punch drunk after a while. Gets rid of the ball and just gets hammered into the turf.
Ricky Jackson, he's knocking around McElroy, an offensive tackle. Sam Mills, the undersized overachiever.
He's too short.
Right.
He's so short, he's been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times.
Last 2 years. You see the quarterbacking numbers. Hebert, building on his staff, had problems early through the one interception that was run back to the Jets' only score by James Hastings. Saints felt one win would get them righted and really moving.
The Jets felt the same way.
O'Brien gets time, lets the long ball go to Freeman McNeil, and he loses it at the 24-yard line. Troy
Cook right on him there, but did an excellent job. It looked like Freeman had a chance to make that catch, and Toy just stuck his hand in there right at the last minute and knocked it out. See O'Brien looking all the time for Freeman McNeil. Oh, the ball. Excellent play by Toy Cook. Toy Cook stuck his hand and the ball hit the back of Toy Cook's hand.
When your punter's getting a lot of work, you're not having a great day. In the case of the Jets, Joe Prokop is ready to punt for the 6th time.
I feel like I know Joe Prokop very well after this 3-hour telecast.
From Cal Poly.
By way of Minnesota.
High punt. It's been a few places. Bearcats is signaled for and made by Rod Harris at the 11-yard line. So the Jets, trailing the Saints 29-7, get the ball back. They have a long way to go to get back in this.
For smart people, Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Reason to smile for Saint fans as they're in the lead now 29-7. Tonight, following the game on most of these NBC stations, it's the magical world of Disney with a brand new life. Sister Kate, My Two Dads, and the NBC Sunday night movie, and 8 is Enough Wedding. That's tonight only on NBC. Saints have the ball and a 29-7 lead. They look to break out of a 4-game losing streak. Dalton Hilliard working, pumping out every yard. He got about 4 as he gets to the 16-yard line.
Oh, good and great running backs have that excellent body lean, which enables them to, even when they get hit behind the line of scrimmage, they just keep going forward. Dalton Hilliard there, that should have been a loss of yardage right there, and he turns it into a 5-yard gain.
NBC statistician Kenny Albert totaling the numbers, and Hilliard now has 53 yards on 16 carries. Everyone worked hard for. I think Chuck Nolan have those Steelers ready today to avenge an embarrassment. Dalton Hilliard breaks into open field on a 2nd down and 5 carry and gains 9 yards out to the 26-yard line. Eric McMillan and Bobby Humphrey brought him down.
Here's what I was talking about, that body lean. You see Dalton Hilliard coming off left tackle. Now he's going forward the entire time. Gets hit by one guy and still drives ahead for extra yardage. He is a powerful runner. He's not a very big guy. It's just that he runs so low to the ground. He has such powerful legs. 17 rushes, 62 yards.
Hey, one thing, he tells you something about himself every time he carries those. Guy's the leader, never goes any down other than all out. Give it to him again. Dalton Hilliard. Look at him. It's like Walter Payton ripping off yards.
He's so beat up and so tired that he didn't even practice yesterday. They're practicing their goal line offense, and he's just worn out, just tired. They give him a break and say, tomorrow, you just come tomorrow, big fella. We'll let you run this ball now. Here's an excellent decision by Hilliard. Gets outside, then cuts inside. A nice block there. Jumps over somebody. He's trying to get yards any way he can get them.
He's a 2nd-round draft choice for the Tigers of LSU, where he played out of LSU. I mentioned earlier the number 3 all-time leading rusher in the Southeastern Conference behind Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson. He had 66 catches a year ago. Dalton Hilliard scored 5 touchdowns already this year. Hand off to Ironhead Hayward. He'll put some hitting on that defense. You don't hit him, he hits you. 14-yard gain in this Jet defense, which for the most part made a lot of big plays today, is now spent. They've been on the field too long.
They have been on the field too long, Don. You said it right. There you see the Ironhead, man. He's just dipping and dodges and darting and trying to find some yards. That's right. But I think the Jet defense are just starting to wear out. Ralph Hawkins talking to him. I said, Ralph, what's your philosophy? He said, don't let them score. Well, they've scored a little bit today, but in their defense, they've been on the field too long. They're worn out, worn down.
Saints back behind a good offensive line, keep pounding it out. This time they go to Hayward. With quickness at 255 pounds. He turns upfield, and on 1st down, Greg Ironhead Hayward gets to the 41-yard line of the New York Jets. Saints lead the game 29-7 with 6:45 to play.
Both these New Orleans Saints backs, Hilliard and Hayward, are punishing type runners that over the course of the game, they just get better in the 4th quarter because they're the type of back that just beat down linebackers. Hayward, he's a load for a defensive lineman to try to tackle.
Raiders have just defeated Kansas City 20-14, so Art Shell's 2-0 as the Raider new coach.
he accelerates and he's a power runner.
And while we have a moment, we remind you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New Orleans Saints of the National Football League is prohibited. This game is the property of the National Football League, of the New Orleans Saints and the New York Jets. All rights reserved. The Jets, I think, don't want to reserve.
They'd like to burn this footage.
Pounding it away with the running game, the seventh play, and they're getting first downs most of the time. 4 first down runs in the 7 plays. Here's another one. Well, he's going to be shot down short of the first down, but Dalton Hilliard did get about 7. George Radachowski knocks him down.
Radachowski's been busy today. All those secondary guys have been busy. These running backs from New Orleans have been in that secondary all day. Once again, the workhorse here, Dalton Hilliard, breaks him out. He's always looking for a crack. He's giving him a little crack. He almost appears to be like one man away from going all the way every time he touches the ball. He gets a standing ovation as he leaves the field here today.
Ever a guy deserved one of those. Hilliard. Big man is in there now. Hayward, he gets the leather, and off goes Ironhead Hayward. He coughs it up. The Jets have the ball. Eric McMillan, who specializes in taking it the distance, is on the run. It's a live play. Brett Perriman, the last man with a shot at him, and Eric McMillan goes the distance. His 4th career touchdown on a return. Jet defense has scored both touchdowns today.
When you see this replay of McMillan pick this ball up on the run, he just scooped it. Most guys are there fumbling around trying to get the ball off the ground. He scooped it up one hand and was off to the races.
Brad Edelman, standout guard for New Orleans, former Pro Bowl player, was injured on the play, 63.
Now watch him pick this ball up. It'll bounce one time. He'll scoop it up one-handed and go. There's McMillan. Scoop. He's on his way.
Just like you taught him in the locker room.
That's right. See, them balls I used to throw to him finally paid off. I only threw the balls hard to him when his dad wasn't looking.
Second-year player, 3rd-round draft choice. Assessed by one alleged scouting wizard as not good enough to play in the NFL. Went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
This is just incredible. Just scoop it up one-handed. Mike Faulkner, the secondary coach, told me that he knew he was a player the moment he saw him. And when he started hearing guys talk about, well, maybe he can't play, he just kept quiet and said, that's the guy we want.
18 previous NFL games. He has 12 career interceptions. He's tied for the NFL lead going into today's game as Hayward, who coughed it up, just wearing one earring.
Just one earring. I was talking to a guy asking him how the game had changed. He said, well, sometimes guys leave their watches on when they come out to practice, but this summer I got caught one time with a pocket full of earrings.
Say Shula, the first guy showed up with an earring, and we're waiting to see what he'd say to the guy. Said to him, I think you lost an earring. Good to see Brad Edelman is up, and the Jets ready to try the point after now. Leahy will kick it. This guy's like a Swiss watch. 16 years, Pat Leahy's been doing it right. I said, you got to be close to the record. He said, well, another 10 years I will be. George Bland to kick for 26 years.
I'm telling you, Pat Leahy is one of the most underrated kickers in football because he is just simply excellent.
Never been to the Pro Bowl.
There's a lot of kickers that don't stay around that long.
Jim Mora has to feel good about the Saints, despite this play that went the other way for a Jet touchdown.
One more look. We got to show these Jets highlights as much as we can because there aren't many of them. Here you see McMillan scooping. I think he could play running back or wide receiver. I think he can almost do just whatever he wants to.
Yeah, he can kick it in because that Brett Perriman's the fastest guy on the Saints team that was chasing him. As we see, he didn't get him.
Didn't get it, and he had a little bit of an angle.
National Football League moves to Week 7 next Sunday afternoon. The Jets go to Rich Stadium to play the Buffalo Bills. Bo Jackson, who led the Raiders today, will again next Sunday when the Raiders go against the Philadelphia Eagles. In the second half of the doubleheader, the Patriots go to the city by the bay to meet Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and the Super Bowl champion 49ers. Check the local listings for the games in your area next Sunday on NBC Sports. 4 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the game here at the Superdome in New Orleans, where the Saints now hold to a 29-14 lead.
This is a dismal position for these Jets to be in right now. There's nothing you can really do. You just got to keep hustling, I guess.
They're doing the best they can. Don't shoot the piano player. He's doing the best he can, but they just don't have it on offense. It ain't there, and particularly without a first-team All-Pro player like Al Toon. Onside kick, fielded very nicely by a member of the Hams team. Toy Cook picks it up on the second hop. And so the Saints have the ball now in very good field position. They'll try to run out the clock as best they can. 4:23 to play in the game.
And not only Al Toon, Don, Wesley Walker and Mickey Schuler's not playing 100% either. You just can't take three guys like that off of an offense and then replace them with somebody and think you're going to get the same effectiveness. You just cannot do that, because there's a reason why those guys have been to the Pro Bowl. Because they're very good.
Another Jet loss will fan the fires again. A very large and perhaps growing contingent that claims Joe Walton should be fired, but I can tell you this, he will not be fired by the owner of the team, Leon Hess.
Well, Joe Walton's not playing. I mean, you got to do the best you can with who you got, and they have not got their top people.
This is the healthiest the Saints have been all season. Hilliard ready to take some more yardage at the Jets, and he's down to the 45-yard line. First down carry, keeps the clock running. Upset at Chicago's Soldier Field, where the Oilers rallied to beat the Bears today. An upset at Cincinnati, where the Dolphins beat the Bengals. Giants with a very big win, defeat the Redskins for a second time this season at Giant Stadium in New Jersey. Atlanta edging New England 16-15. San Francisco sends Dallas and Jimmy Johnson off to an 0-6 start. Detroit's on the board with a win. Lions beat the Buccaneers at Tampa today 17-16. And the Vikings, with Herschel Walker playing his first game in purple and playing very well, beat the Green Bay Packers, a team that has defeated the Vikings 4 previous games prior to today. End off to Hilliard. No yards, but he doesn't care. Denver beat the Colts. Broncos off to a 5-1 start. Raiders even their record at 3-3. And Seattle has edged San Diego 17-16. Seahawks a 3-3 club. Philadelphia came from behind to beat the Cardinals at Phoenix. And now the Browns are on the board and trailing the underdog Steelers by 3 late in the fourth quarter.
The Jets have to be very careful at a situation like this, because you know what happens when your team is so lopsided like this.
They threw Kevin MacArthur out about it.
Well, he was escorted to the sideline, that's for sure. And they don't ever do that to you unless they're retiring your jersey or kicking you out of the game.
We didn't see him get a game ball.
No, we didn't.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 57, 15-yard penalty, first down, the player is ejected.
Well, when it goes bad, it all goes bad. But what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the referee was that the Jets have to be careful. Now, when you have a team that's sort of lopsided like that, sometimes it can cause divisions, because the defense is mad at the offense because they haven't done anything, and the offense is a little upset because they can't do anything. And you have to be very careful, you know, that you keep that team together. Nobody starts pointing fingers.
Frazier in the game now to spell Dolph Hilliard. Paul Frazier comes in with a 5-yard carry average. Word from the sideline is that Kevin MacArthur hit somebody from behind after the play. Palpably unfair act.
And they made him sit for that, too. Escorted him to the sideline.
Boy, this is going that did him a favor.
You're right.
So some of these Saints will be down there on Boyden Street tonight.
Well, they got a chance to celebrate for a little while, but shoot, they got a tough one coming up next week. Nobody gets to celebrate for too long in this league. You get a couple hours and you go to work on the next week.
Rams at Anaheim next time out. Handoff down to the 30-yard line on the second down and 10 play. And now the Jets are calling a timeout. Still doing the best they can, down by a 29-14 score. They need 3 scores, 2 touchdowns and a field goal to pull this out. Joe Walton can't pull that out of his green hat.
No, Joe, I'm telling you, but you can't quit. I don't think Joe's thinking that at all. He's just, this is the kind of game that gives coaches great. I'm surprised that Joe Walton's hair is not all white.
Tonight, following this game on most of these NBC stations, it's the magical world of Disney with a brand new life. Sister Kate, My Two Dads, and the NBC Sunday night movie. And 8 is enough. A wedding that's tonight only on NBC. 8 is enough wedding. And O'Brien didn't start the game. He was benched. And he came in the second half and injured his left hand.
They're struggling. And when you got to get it turned around every week, they bring Mackey in to start this week, and that didn't work out for him. They bring back O'Brien, and that didn't work out too well. You keep saying, well, we got to get it done. We got to get it won. You really have to get it done. Next thing you know, they could be 1-7. You got to stop it right away. And you can't pick a week because everybody's tough. There's nobody that the Jets should beat.
Now, the continuing problem of the Jets, maybe more than any other, they can't run the ball. You haven't got a shot in this league unless you can run. Throw and a catch to Lonzel Hill, and he dives inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. Gary Glenn tackled him. Be just short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th down and about a foot.
In any other sport, you lose 4 games and a week goes by. You lose 4 games in baseball, it could be 3 or 4 days. Basketball could be 3 or 4 days. But the Jets, it could be a month.
Yeah, it doesn't get too easy. At New Orleans today, at Buffalo next week, and then home to play those Super Bowl champion 49ers. The plate is full and could get problems.
AT&T, the right choice. Jan Stenerud and Nick Lowry shared the record for most career field goals of 50 yards or more with 17. But who holds the record for most 50-yarders in one season? Kevin Butler of the Bears, Morton Anderson of the Saints, or Dean Biasucci of the Colts? Which would you choose?
Did you know you could be losing business right this minute? Other 800 services take 50% longer than AT&T to connect your customers' calls. And that means they're more likely to hang up and not call back.
Takes so long.
With AT&T 800 service, you get more calls, and that can mean more sales. And isn't that why you have 800 service in the first place?
I'd like to make a reservation for the 17th.
Performance, another AT&T advantage.
In 1988, Dean Biasucci made 6 field goals of 50 yards or more to set the single-season record. If you said Biasucci, you made the right choice.
Time now for our MVP.
And it is Dalton Hilliard. What a surprise. A couple of catches for 14 yards, 22 rushes for 89 yards, and he really was the man that kept this offense going today.
Most Valuable Player Award sponsored by Budweiser. Dalton Hilliard of the Saints gets it. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game. Working hard every down, Dalton Hilliard.
The workhorse.
I'm not tall, but I'm not small, says Dalton Hilliard. 5'8", 205. Breaks tackles, and he can break away. Great speed. Up the middle throw. Griggs throws it. Markers are down. The Jets may have been holding as the ball is out to the 35-yard line. And the game clock's down to 1:47 to play.
Worst feeling in the world is when you catch a ball, you're fighting to get forward, and you get nailed down the field, and you look up and they're taking the ball back the other way. That causes you to cut a glance across the huddle at whoever was holding. boy, we got a takedown.
Offense. Number 79, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, first down.
Big Mike Haight they got for the holding call.
Mike Haight, boy, they should have got him for holding and throwing down.
The pass defending rules have been so loosened up to help the passing game that really it takes a takedown, a tackle to get a holding call these days.
You're exactly right. That was a good hold. One of the best holds I've seen.
We'll be back in a moment.
It has arrived.
Going off. Billy Briggs, one of the tight ends. This one hasn't had anybody on the edge of their seats for some time after the Saints pulled away, capitalizing on jet turnovers and taking it in. Jets led at 1 point, 7-6. New Orleans then came back with 23 unanswered points to take a 29-7 lead. It's now 29-14. Both Jet touchdowns scored by defensive players. Dave Pacey on an interception return. Eric Millen on a fumble return.
There is just nothing nice that I can say about this Jet offense. They have really struggled. And not to make excuses, they're missing a few of their big guns. But these players, it's not, that's Rich Kotite. It's not Rich. It's these players. They have got to feel the onus, and they have got to play better. When things go bad like this, you got to look at the players. A lot of people put so much, you should put so much blame on the coach, but the coach is not playing. He draws them up, you go out there and execute them, and the Jets have not executed them very well.
Here's a hard throw over the middle of Mickey Shula. They tried to hook and ladder. They were going to try to lateral to Freeman McNeil, who was trailing. He played on some great teams at Minnesota when Bud Grant was there. They never had a bad team. What was his secret? Jim Finks, who's here now, got on the personnel.
Mental errors. We would always, we never made mental errors. We'd never do many things that would take you out of a football game because everybody's so even. If you can cut down on the mental errors, you got a chance to win almost every single game. There's not any team in this league that physically is much better than the other team. I'd say they're all just about even. It's just some teams having the ability to make big plays when they get a chance. Jet offense has just not made any big plays.
How would Grant keep teams from making mental errors?
Well, the guys that made mental errors, they had another job on Monday and Tuesday. And you knew that for a fact. Bud never yelled at anybody. I never hollered at him, but if you made mental errors, then you were far enough away from him that you couldn't hear him if he was hollering at you.
Look at that Hasta Luego look.
That's right, they had that bus outside.
Bryan swings it out to Freeman McNeil. Across midfield, Freeman still running and weaving his way down inside the 35-yard line with 45 seconds to play. A 23-yard gain on the play. The fire still burns in Freeman McNeil. The Jet offense tries to get something done. In the last 12 quarters, 3 full games, this offense has produced 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. Townsell makes the reception, gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 24 seconds to play.
Those kind of stats down, you can't win in any league. It's just impossible. You don't want to always be in that 2-minute situation where you get something going. It just doesn't build confidence. It's okay when you can, be in contention for a game, get in a 2-minute situation, and come back and get some points. But if you're doing it and you're behind by however many points they're behind up there, what's 14 from 29? 15 points. Well, it doesn't do much good for you.
There's no 15-point plays out there. Sends it to overtime. O'Brien takes a look. And the final embarrassment, a sack. Stopping the clock in the last 2 minutes with 19 seconds to play. Jim Mora has to feel better about things, although the road gets rougher with the Rams up next.
Jim Mora just said he knew that they could win. They just had to do it to prove it to themselves that they could.
Saw Jack Faulkner, who's the advanced scout for the Rams, formerly coached here in New Orleans, Ahmad.
Happy Jack, coached in Minnesota, too.
I said, boy, you got some players out there. He said, we have got some players. He said, this Cleveland Gary, our first-round draft choice from Miami of Florida, he is something. He held out the whole summer. Now that he's playing, they really got the final link, they think, to winning it.
Any running back would like to play for John Robinson. He is a running backs coach. And Jim Moore has gotten his team together here today.
Third down and 22 as O'Brien takes a look, fires downfield. Freeman McNeil has it, and that will do it. The final numbers are up. And they're happy numbers for the New Orleans Saints to end a 4-game losing streak. Bobby Hebert quarterbacking very well after a slow start. Joe Walton's Jets fall now to 1-5. We'll be back to the Superdome in New Orleans in a moment.